Hello everybody and welcome to Star Citizen 4.02. Oh, look at that, and someone's put an elevator still stuck, suck, and here I am standing, just got out of bed, and I think I was the victim of a cruel medical experiment last night because I've got this guy over here. What's going on? Is my camera's working. Yeah, has he just noticed me? What's going on here? Oh, I'm supposed to be in. No, I'm there. There we go. Come on, let me past. Oh man. Right, a special treat for you today for those that weren't on earlier. For those who are watching in Twitch, come on out of the way. He's just standing there. What an idiot. That doesn't work. But I haven't got a knife either. It's not even letting me put it away. What the hell? Come on. And if he knows I'm here and he's just been a pain in the ass. So why is that not working? Let's try this. Let's try that. Let's try that. Can't put that away. Why can't I put it away? This guy is just standing in there for no reason at all. Look. Can't get past him. I can't put this thing away. So I have no idea what's going on at the moment. Come on. That's a bit glitchy there. Anybody? So yeah. Come on, squeeze past. Trying to take his thing. Thank you. Shoved him out the way now. Yeah, I'm here, aren't I? Yeah, you need run out. Go on. Jesus, what am I wearing? No wonder I scared him. Ooh. I don't know what it is that I've nicked. What was that? Sorry, Charlie? No, there won't be anything on... There's just my video on YouTube. The camera's not on there, mate. Lifts are a little bit slow. So, anyway, I should be... Oh! I'm sorry, so is it working on Twitch? Are you sure? It's telling me it's pushing 40 odd meg to YouTube. Are you... My what? Sorry, I can't hear you that well, matey. That's all. Why I keep asking you to say it again. Right, so I was going to ask you, what is the face? Yeah, I was going to ask you the next one was what's the picture, which is the thingy. It's MELLSC. There are some missions put, by the way, for millions, as I said. But your hauling mission should be where you left it, I think. Right, so the lifts, I mean, this started yesterday. Hey, you're right, Hayden. A up. I thought it was A up. Thanks, Stu. Right, so what I'm going to do is jump into this. And
it is MELLSC.
yeah, Sierra Charlie. And what I'm going to do...
Subscribe and click the little bell button for all notifications.
I never do that. I never tell people that. They might come back.
So that you can find it in future.
I know, but they might come back again.
And report you there.
Never want that.
Did you get your hair cut and your beard trimmed?
Yeah. Right, let's have a look. So far, this ship does work actually quite well. This is what you call a heavy hauler, okay? I'll go and choose some missions in a minute. But what's basically happening is there's a very particular instance. Hey, pup. There's a very particular instance where you end up just disappearing. Your ship gets destroyed and you lose all your stuff. I'll try and show you what I mean. Okay, so if we hit escape, we can go down onto the Moby-Glass and find contracts. I'm going to try and do some of the... Oh, I've only got 30 bloody missions now. I had 90 last time I was on. So what I'm going to... is look here and you can see... Collect carbon from Seraphim, take it to Port Tresla and Everest Harbour. 63,000, got 2 hours 40... No, 2 hours 4, so I'll accept that. Now, the thing is with a ship is it can only go to certain places, it can't go everywhere. So let's have a look, see where else we can pick a mission for. And have a look there. Agricultural supplies from Seraphim to Everest. Excellent, 41,000, 2 hours 4 minutes. I'll take that as well. And I'll show you why, and then I'll flick back and then do some of the others. Collect agricultural supplies from Everest and take it to Pyro Gateway. I won't do that one at the moment because it means doubling back. I can't do that one because August Dunlow is not a place I can go to. Not in this ship. So there's some of these we're having to miss out, okay? And you've got to be careful, otherwise you end up selecting missions. Now Pup will be doing those ones, and I'll do some of these after, because what I'll do once I've done a circuit of this is show you what they're like. So August Dunlow, can't do it. Seraphim to an outpost on Yella, can't do it because I can't go down to a planet's surface, nor that one. Can't do that one. Can't do that one. So you can see there's quite a few missions that you can't actually do. So it's getting to the point where I may as well pick up that bottom mission, Ambitious Dream. You can't sort of dock at. Already? Oh, did you get rid of your shaders? It's always a good idea to remove your shaders when you have a new big update over live.
Yeah, I did that before.
Okay, fair enough. Can you see how all of these are to do with small stations? So I can't do anything with them at all. So I'll go all the way back down to the bottom. And there was a mission here, Everest Harbour Pyro Gateway. Okay, so I'll have that one. So I've got from Everest to Pyro.
Sticks so said. What patch is it now? Only greater than.
It's 4.02. Seraphim to Everest. Seraphim to Port Tresla and Everest. So it makes sense for me to go to Port Tresla, go to Everest, pick that up, go to Pyro Gateway, come back to here, okay? And then I would have earned 60, 100, 140, 144. Not much, but at least we can see what happens. So we're going to collect this one first. That's the one that's tracked. So let's start the ship up. There's a button just down here. I don't normally use a webcam, but I'll tell the people that I told earlier on today's stream. And that is, if you see any problems with a stream at all, let me know and I can switch the webcam off. Other than the fact that I'm some old, you know, guy basically on the end of it. Let's switch this chat off. So what I'm going to do now is just take off here and I'll show you the difference about using something like this type of ship compared to what I'm going to be doing after. So I'm going to lift up a little bit. I'm going to bring my legs in. Should see my legs coming in now. Okay, we're just going to fly straight out. You've got to be really careful with this because it is tight. It's like some of the other big ships. They're really quite tight on the... am I still moving up? Yeah, I am, aren't I, by the looks of it? Yeah, I thought so. That's not good. Don't know why I'm still moving up. I'm stuck in the door now. Oh, there I am. I see. Oh, I hadn't flown. Had I flown a ship before? Let's make sure everything's working the way it should be. Let's have a look. Ah, my hood's gone all old-fashioned, so let's change that first. Thought I'd changed it once, but it didn't save it. So what I want is hood. And I need these switched on, and then you'll see a different hood. I wondered why something like that was going on. And these switches, when I change them, should be permanent across the board. Okay. So cargo transfer requested, really? Don't remember doing that, but we'll have a look. Just making sure everything's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Yeah, that's fine. So somewhere over here is a big blue box. And I'm looking in the right place, that is. Right, where am I? Okay, I'm still by the hangars. Right, so somewhere is a big blue box, and it should be over here. We'll just move over here a little bit and then turn around. I don't want any forward movement. My ship's already damaged. There it is. So now what happens is I literally just fly into the blue box. Now the text on screen, you probably can't read it, and I'm not too worried about it either. Let's come out of weapons mode. Go into flight mode. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I see. There we go. Right, so I'm just going to dump this inside that box. Watch that turret there. Looks like I've got a bit of an engine problem with one of my engines. And what you've got to be really careful of is you don't mess around when you've got your goods. You need to get inside this box and then stop dead. Okay? Now, if you're not whole in the box, which I'm not, oh, I might be just about. Let me move a little bit further forward. Can't read the text now, of course, but still, there we go. Stop now, dead. And what it should do, he says, is give me the cargo, and I can't read the message. Oh, I haven't even extended my spindles. At least it knows. One day I'm going to remember these things. I need to move forward a little bit. Okay, let's see if I'm in the right place. Now able to transfer, okay. Waiting for extensions, they're out now. Let's go forward a little bit. The other thing is, I looked for an escape route. My escape route is down. If I can get this to stop moving, there we go. Cargo commencing transfer. Cargo complete. Okay, I'm going to go straight down. The reason I'm going straight down is because I'm not going to bump into anything unless there's somebody's ship coming along, hopefully. And I'm out of the way of that blue thing. One of the problems that happen is it doesn't take long and it impounds your ship. Great, my camera's just gone off and on again. That's causing a problem with my game. So if I wait a bit, it should come back with a bit of luck. Come on. It doesn't like having things switched off and on again. So I might have a bigger problem.
Crashed again.
Crashed again? Ah, right, okay. Is it just as you get in?
No. When I...
When is it crashing?
First time was when I was in the transport to the place. Yeah, in the shuttle.
Ah, right. I thought you was at Seraphim.
No, I'm at August.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it, if it consistently crashes, just come out of it in the loader and delete the easy anti-cheat folder. Yeah, so my camera's gone off and not on again, which is not great. So I don't know why, unless that cable's loose over there, but I can force it, but I think it might not get me out of this hang. Oh look, maybe it did. Maybe it didn't. Oh look, yes it did. Excellent. So now what I'm going to do is go down to Port Tresla, because I've got to drop some of this stuff off. If I would have lingered too long around that blue box, it would have impounded my ship. So I need to set a quick course to Port Tresla. And if we zoom out, Port Tresla is the one at the top, right up here. Let's move this over so we can see. So it's the one that goes around my critter. Okay, so I should get a route to that now. Come out of this. Turn round. There's a big circle there. The other place is Everest, I think, where we need to go. Move it into quantum mode, which is one notch to the left of my controls. Center my hood. See the place Everest Harbour. That's right, okay. And we'll just fly off today. Quantum fuel, I've got 99% now because it is a big ship and it's fairly efficient as well. We should have enough quantum fuel to do all these trips. If anyone's got any questions, please jump in. If anyone doesn't know what Star Citizen is, please ask. So all we're doing here is delivering. There's a couple of little missions we've got there, look. So we're delivering those few boxes. That's all I've picked up. There's more to pick up at Everest. If we just check the missions that we've got hints and tips on, which I must have forgot to take off. We look at the missions, we've got collect carbon from Seraphim, so there's 8, 4 for Tresla, 4 for Everest. Okay, collect agricultural supplies from Seraphim, which is 13, which we've got. That's going to Everest. And when we get to Everest, it will collect 9 of those automatically. And then we'll go over to that place. If we look at the maps, direction-wise, we're going to Tresla, which is Microtech, which is where we're headed. Stop zooming out. That's a little bit much of a zoom, isn't it? It's because I'm using my clutchless mouse wheel. Right, there we go. So we're going over to here, over to here, over to here, and back to there, and that's it. So that's 3 missions worth. Now when I'm here and here, or even here, I could possibly pick up more missions, but I'm not going to do that at the moment. That's what I would do if I was just going round and round making money. That's assuming my ship doesn't get impounded when we get to Everest or somewhere. There is a particular bug and you'll see what happens, and it's a pain in the ass. If you see me, oh sorry, I've moved that mic, that's better. If you see me coughing and there's no sound coming out when I've finished, it's because I forgot to unmute my mic. If anyone's watching in Twitch, as I said, any questions, if you're watching in YouTube, which probably nobody will be, which is absolutely fine, just be warned, there's a minute delay. So if you do ask something, you're a minute behind, and I might not even know what we were doing that minute before. Right, so we've got the... It's gone again. What the hell's going on? It's still going on YouTube. It's come back on again now. But will it carry on or not? Oh, I'm on and it's hung my game. So I think I might have a slight connection issue. Or I need another powered USB buzz. Because I'm not sure what I'm going to get out of this, let's see. It's a pain in the ass, isn't it? I didn't have this problem earlier on today. It just worked. And it worked when I tested it the other day, but we'll see. Oh, the camera's gone off and on again. That's why I moved the mic. So let's do a hard pull the plug out and plug it back in again, because it might detect it. No, nothing. Didn't even go off. That's better. Let's try this. Unless that cable over there needs to move. Oh, there we go. The game died a death. I'm not going to verify it. That was possibly my end. Now, with a bit of luck, this works properly. I should be in the same ship doing the same thing. However, am I still going to have the same missions? Will I still have the cargo? I don't know. But it should do it and it should work. So when you get a crash, we should still have everything. So we'll see. I've had my first crash, but I think it was camera induced.
Yeah, okay. Where do I find the thing that you said I was deleting?
If you look in your Star Citizen folder,
Yeah.
in the root of the live server, it should be easy. Easy anti-cheat. That's the one. Oh, you're not in game, are you?
No.
Let me see where I end up. What do you think? Am I going to end up in the ship still flying?
Should I delete the whole map? Or?
Just the whole folder, yeah. Let's see what happens. Let's move this over a little bit. Where's my mouse gone? Great, can't even see my mouse. Can't do anything at the moment. Can you hear my computer fans coming on? Or you might be able to hear them in the background. It's really started to warm it up a bit. Oh, look, guess where I am? Back in the ship. and I've got the mission. How about that? Trouble is, I'm not able to get out of the bloody the game window at the moment. So I've now ended up back, well, not back, I've ended up at where I wanted to go. But if you look, let's have a look around. We're still in quantum mode, and we can't see anything to jump to. The place we want to go to is the other side of the planet. So what I need to do, because this is still a little bit of a distance away, is jump as closest to this place as I can get, right? Which is there. Now, what should happen is we should see all the jump points around the surface of the planet. Hey, roundabout. How are you, matey? Okay.
You're having a great Saturday.
Yeah, actually, it's quite good. I've only crashed once, but I think that was my issue. My camera went off and on again, and now it's back on again. Right, so if you don't jump that last little bit towards the planet, if you know,
Visuals in this game.
it's really good, isn't it? It's really good. The thing is, one thing you've got to have is patience. If you haven't got patience, forget it. And why is my keyboard not working? Not only is my keyboard not working, my mouse doesn't seem to be working. Oh well. What I was going to say is, you see we've got all these jump points. If you're not close enough to the planet, you will not see these jump points. The other thing, you've got orbital markers. 1 is on the top, 2 is at the bottom, 3, 4, 5 and 6 around the circumference, or the equator if you like. How's it going anyway, roundabout? I was on this morning, but that might have been a bit early for you. I was doing Star Citizen, or you might have been at work. So what I'm looking for is to see whether I can actually get...
Here in sunny Florida.
Oh really?
Nice and comfortable weather.
Ah right, yeah, it was actually quite nice and sunny here. So if we go to OM1, which we can now see, that will give us a good position. Oh well, I don't know where my cup of tea is, but she's watching the telly, which means she's either watching it or she's going to sleep. So if we look around here now.
So I'm living in high cotton, as my grandmother used to say.
Oh, is that right? I've not heard that term. Right, there's Port Tresla, so we'll go there. No, I've never heard that term. I can understand it, but is that a reference to clothing or what? Ah, right, yeah. No, that makes sense. So are we saying that if the cotton was high, then, you know, times are good? Or if the cotton fields were plentiful, so to speak. So you got...
That term refers to being wealthy with copious amounts.
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. So what you've got to be really careful of now is this is dark and you're not going to see where you're going. It obviously depends on how you've set your camera up and everything. So the... oh right, okay matey, no worries. Alright matey. So if we start going towards here, I know there's a cargo deck somewhere and it's not going to be where the circle is, so I'm going to have to be careful. But as we get closer, we're going to see a little red message similar to that, but not that one. And it's going to say contact ATC. Okay, contact ATC. So I'm going to wait till I stop because I'm drifting around at the moment and I don't know where I am relative to there. So what I'm going to do is contact ATC. Now, ATC, yeah, I haven't got a keyboard by the looks of it. ATC has 2 radio stations. If I use this other keyboard, by the way, which I can for now, if we go to comms and you go to friends, you can see Port Tresla, which is your normal ATC, and you've got cargo deck. So I want the cargo one, and I can either just click on there and call it, or even easier, I've got a button set up with a double tap. So I'll tap this twice, okay, and see what happens. Now, very often it doesn't quite do it. What it does is it gives me a docking port request, which is not what I want, okay. So I'll do it again. Right, there's a docking port request, and it showed me where the docking port is. That's not what I want, so I'll click once again, and now I'll click again. And I haven't quite sussed out yet what the timings are. Now, how do I know when I've got the port that I want? I'll see a message on the screen. Except I don't. Oh, there's my mouse, excellent. I'd see a message on here. And that's what, there it is. Okay, so what that's telling me, if I zoom in, is cargo transfer requested, awaiting your arrival at the cargo deck. So if we look around, that big blue box that I was in before, which happens to be there, which is convenient, okay, is where I need to be. Now, because it's black, be extremely careful how you approach this. It's not obvious where your escape route is, but on the basis that I'm going in forward and I'm not hitting anything as far as I can see, then when I've got my cargo, I'm going to come out backwards, which makes perfect sense. So the other thing I need to be aware of is I need to make sure that I repair my ship. Now, I hadn't got much money to start with, hence is why I'm doing these cargo missions. I'd got about 244,000, and I think a lot of people have got millions. And the thing is, everyone moans about the way prices have gone up, and that's because it's so damn easy to get millions if you really want to. There's missions running now that will give you 3, 5, 8 million, which I'll show you after. Right. Okay, there's a little bit of a problem here. Oh, what mode am I in? I'm in nav flight. This should be like belting along. In fact, all my controls seem to be a little bit weird at the moment. Look, this is full speed, so I'm not sure what's gone on. Oh, unless it's my engines are that bad. I don't know why, because it's the front of my ship that's red, not my engines. So I am moving rather slow at the moment. Even if I move this up. I wonder, let me just check something. Right, okay. Let me do this. Because there's, oh, I've got no, something underneath me there. And it could be, there's a switch that when your undercarriage comes out, it slows you down like it would if you were, say, in DCS or a flight sim. And I have that switched off normally. So let's see if I can find it before this thing times out. Probably be on configure. Enable couple mode, enable cruise, enable auto slowdown, switch it off. Right, now my throttle should work properly. Yeah. So just beware of that. It was something they crept into one of the patches. So if you can hardly move, or when you're coming into land, your camera's gone again. Didn't stop the ship this time. Now it's come back on again. Wonder if that's power related or my cable. It's worked perfectly today, to be fair. So I need to fly inside the blue box. Now this time I am not going to... Oh shit, I've got no... Oh, I know how to do this. I'm not going to ask for the cargo straight away. What I want to try and do is see if I can do a repair while I'm in here. Now you need to usually go quite close to the back wall, wait for the messaging to change and then stop. So keep an eye on it. There we go, there's a messaging, stop. And what should happen is it delivers, right? And let's see if I can do a repair while I'm here. And I have to be quick, otherwise I'm going to get told off. No, I can't do a repair. It's not good. Looks like I can only do a repair when I've docked. So cargo's done. Okay, go into reverse. I'm full powering out of here for now. Just so I'm well clear of that, otherwise it'll impound my ship if I linger too long. Doesn't help the fact it disappears. I'm just making sure I'm clear of that station. Hopefully no one's coming up behind me. I'm going to stop, put my speed brakes on, and I am using the speed brake key on my Warthog. Those tricks anyway, roundabout. Right, so I've got to go. My next stop is going to be to Everest Harbour. Everest Harbour is at that place just down the road. Hurston. There we go.
Sorry, I was distracted.
That's fine, mate. I was just asking how things are.
You had a question?
Yeah, I was just asking how you were. How's everything going? Okay, so I've got a direct line in there.
Oh, it's good here.
Excellent.
Thanks.
And now what I'm going to do is go into decouple mode, which you'll see on the hood. Turn the ship over 180 degrees. I'll get there in the end, because that's going to be a lot easier than turning round under power. Slow down a little bit. Okay, go back into couple mode. If you don't know the difference, please ask. Change this to quantum mode. If there's anything I'm saying you don't understand, ask and I'll explain it as I go along. And we're going to jump back to OM1. Remember, we're the wrong side of the planet before. There's PUP. And I'm looking now, there should be... There we go, 38. So there's a collect shipment there, and there's also a drop-off. So I've picked up a shipment, and I've got a drop-off to do. But this one is agricultural supplies to Pyro, which is the one in the distance. And that will be the last one. And while we're there, we'll have a little look. It looks like I can't repair the ship in the cargo loading area, so I may have to dock, which is a thing in itself. But I won't do that until I get back to Seraphim, or New Olyssa as it's called. Just one moment, I've got to mute the mic. So yes please, mine needs a bit of prompting. I didn't want to shout down the microphone when I sort of requested my drink. So if we look now, some of the cargo... yeah, some of the cargo should have gone. God's sake, that camera's gone again. If we do this, and we do this, it's not coming back, is it? So I'm assuming my cargo's on there, but if we don't look, we can imagine it's all okay, can't we? I just don't look, that's all I'm saying. Have you got any questions, please ask. If you don't know what Star Citizen is, please ask. My camera's going on and off. Funnily enough though, the image seems to stay on screen, doesn't it? quantum fuel, by the way, as you can see, 74%. So I've already gone to quite a far off place. But I should be able to do this route, no problem at all. There's quite a few places in Pyro as well where we can go, so you are limited, but you're limited to space stations that are above planets, because they've got cargo decks, whereas the Lagrange points, as they're called, which are the other space stations, they don't have cargo decks. Some of them will have a refinery and some of them won't. So we're nearly there. Yeah, I'm not sure when this is going to come back on my ship. Okay, that's where we've got to go to. And that's only over onto the right hand side of us, so that's nice and easy. Oh, I can't tell whether that's the other side of the planet.
Mell?
Yes, matey?
Where was it I could change? I need my pedals to go the other way.
Oh, right, okay. If you, first of all, check that your pedals are input 2. Input 2. Oh, I was going to the wrong place there. Look, I need to get to OM3. Ship's a little bit sluggish if you pull hard. It takes a while. It's like driving a canal boat or a ship on the sea. It's not instantaneous when you get big ships. Have you found it? On your
No.
Okay, on your key bindings, right?
Yeah.
Have a look and make sure the input to your pedals is input 2, input 2. And then once we can confirm that, then we know what control we need to change.
How do I check that?
So go onto key bindings, go to your controls, and then scroll down on ship movement, and it'll show you where your yaw is.
Z-axis input 3.
Input 3, input 3.
Yeah.
Gotta run, Mel. Real life calls.
Yeah, no worries, roundabout. Nice to see you, matey. Glad you're okay. It shouldn't be input 3 normally. It's usually input 2, input 2. However, if they are in reverse, then if it's is it input 3, input 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so now at the top of the screen, can you see controls?
Yeah.
So when you've got, hang on a minute, I'm still going in reverse, look. When you've got controls, if you look, can you see where it says on the bottom right, you've got to change to joystick 3. At the moment it'll say probably mouse keyboard, yeah?
Yeah, I got joystick 3.
Okay, so now look on the menu on the left hand side and you should see ship movement. Or is it say inverse? Sorry. Does it say invert?
Yeah. Inverse.
Right, okay, do inverse and then you'll see as you look down the list ship movement.
Yeah.
And open up ship movement. And then you'll see whatever axis it is that you need or yaw. And then you change it to yes, and then that will invert it.
Okay.
Thanks, darling.
Love of my life.
Oh, here's my tea lady at last. Very slack. I mean, I came up here.
Thank you.
All right, matey, no worries.
Okay.
Yeah. camera keeps going off and on. And it doesn't go off and on there, but the power drops. Yeah, which is a bit weird. Got to find my way around here. Because I don't want to crash into this big dark thing. Oh, I see. So there's the circle. It's that way around. Thanks, darling. Did you remember my sweet that I asked for?
Sugar. No, I don't remember you asking.
I called down. Everyone on channel will say, yeah, you definitely
yeah, it's
did.
probably because I had the TV on, so I wouldn't have.
Oh no, you had the kettle on.
Oh, that's he's laughing. Like.
I could. Oh, okay. Right. So now I'm going to turn around and face the place. I do believe that might be a bit of a cargo area there. I'm still not close enough yet to be able to get the ATC, but as I get a little bit closer you'll see it pop up. Now you've got to remember I've got these big things sticking out of the ship, even though they might be invisible at the moment. So you don't want to go too close to anything. I'm wondering whether I've missed the marker. Could you hear that again? Yeah, camera's gone off and on again, look, as you can see. I'll have to have a look at that after. So double click. That's not the one we want. Double click again. And that's the one we want. So now we've got to find where's the blue box. It's not there. It's not there. See blue box anywhere? Anybody? Might be able to see it with an external view. Oh, you see it's quite a small space station, isn't it? Might be the other side of those things, so I might have to move. It's definitely there, and I can tell that because right, I've got that message in my hood, but it might be the other side, so I'm going to lift up and over carefully and try not to crash. As you can see, it is rather dark. I can't see shit. Oh, there it is, look. I'm slowing down, stopping, still going round at the moment. Okay, so now I've stopped. I'm going to pull the speed down and head into the box. And I think, I'm not 100%, I think, well, I can't see whether I'm going to be safe because I can't see above in this ship. Let me rotate round so I can get an idea of where everything is. So it looks like the space station's going like to the left.
ECL said, is it worth the 5k investment?
5k investment for what? Sorry, what was the question exactly? Yeah, you'll have to explain what your question is exactly.
Ships are $1k each.
No, they're not. I still don't understand what you're telling me, CJ. Look, I've got an obstruction. And if I'm not careful, I'm going to get impounded. So what is it you're asking me? Because you've made two statements that I'm not sure what you mean. Am I in there? I think I'm in there. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, I think there's yeah, it's done that one as well.
Is the update stable?
Oh, I don't know, matey, at the moment. I'm going to hit something if I'm not careful. definitely hit something if I'm not careful. I have no idea where I am. Where's that relative to me? It's not exactly a small ship, is it, to do this in? That looks like clear space there. Although I am going to rotate round just so I get the gist. And am I going forward? Let's move out of the way as quick as we can. I'm having a couple of little problems, but that's because my webcam's going on and off, as you can see. So you've got this funny little green box. So in a couple of seconds, once I finish this particular set of missions. Okay, there's my ship. I'm well away from the space station there, look. So I need to go to the next one. It seems stable. Lifts just don't go rushing into the lift straight away, but when it first popped back, was up yesterday, they were quite reasonable. There is a little gap every now and then at the moment. Doesn't look too bad. So this is the next spot I'm going to. But other than that, it's probably okay. Pup's had a couple of crashes, but again, that was probably to do with the anti-cheat software, which is what it usually is. So that there looks like where I want to go is through the middle of the space station, so I obviously don't want to go through there. And it also, does that look like it's through the other side? No, I was going to say I couldn't tell whether I was looking at the planet then or it's just obstructed by the space station. So as long as I go over here with a bit of luck, you can see the space station extending over there. So I'm just going in that direction. So I miss that. And then I'll make a turn, put my brakes on at the same time. Hopefully I can jump to that location now, which will get me around to the other side of the planet so that I can carry on to Pyro. This is like truck simulator in space, isn't it? Don't you think? And there's, I think that's Pyro, is it? Pyro Gateway. Let me just check on that. Yeah, it should be. I just want to make sure I'm not going back to Olisa by mistake, which is about 30 away. So I want to make sure that I am going to the right place. Yeah, that's about right. See, that and that are very similar in distance. Right, so basically it's a very easy sort of quick 3 missions, because whilst it's a little bit slow getting some of this into the right position, the actual picking up of the cargo and dropping it off is really, really easy and quick. When we move on to the other method to do some of the other missions, you'll see it's actually really slow. And it's like everything else, the more you do, the more you get. And then you start off with low-level missions and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So eventually you'll be able to carry more and more. The ships carry all various sizes of cargo, depending on your ship, obviously. Some of the early ships carry just 2 or 3 SCU, which is enough to get you started, but then you have to rent one. This ship at the moment, I think, carries more than anything else, and is 20,000 SCU. And when you consider a Caterpillar 756, you realise how much cargo this can carry, even though it's got no fins. because they seem to have disappeared while the ship's jumping around and doing what it's doing. Right, is my camera back yet? It's not, and my keyboard's not working at the moment. I don't know whether the keyboard's causing a problem, but I feel that if I unplug the keyboard, where I control some of these other functions, excuse me for moving through your head a little bit, then the problem I think I'm going to get is it'll crash the game. Yeah, that's not coming back anytime soon. Right, I'll have to wait till I got back to Seraphim/New Olisa. I can't pause my track IR or anything like that at the moment. I can possibly switch this off if that's getting annoying. There we go. That's because I've got a different sort of keyboard as well, so you won't even notice. If my head's going up and down, I'm drinking a cup of tea. If you want to see what this looks like in 4K, if you've got a 4K monitor or anything above 1080p, if you go into the YouTube channel, you'll be able to see it. Okay, so I'm just going to change over to navigation mode, which you can see in the little circle at the top left. And all their cargo decks are over here. This is Pyro Jump Gate. So this is how you would get to Pyro. Just looking around, judging by the brightness, the jump gate's down there somewhere. The effect of it is actually really, really good, to be fair. They went through a few iterations. What they suggested they were going to do originally was something out of Stargate, which everybody liked the look of. But then they said, to be fair, it doesn't fit in with the backstory of the game, so they haven't done it like that. Because you'd have to question who invented the jump gates, etc. There's the contact for ATC to land. So if I'm lucky, I'm going to be able to see where this blue box is straight away, because we've got all the cargo area in front of us. So double click, there's the thingy, and there's the blue box just appeared over there. So let's get over there. Also, what we've got to watch, you see that part of that building just over there? So there's no way I can sort of just go up. So what I'll do to come out of this is go forward, and just bear in mind that we've got that above us. So again, you can tell when you're in the box properly, because the text on the screen will change. When it changes, you need to be dead stopped. Sometimes if you use one of the throttles like I do as the speed limiter, if that's slightly forward, sometimes the ship creeps, and if it's creeping, it's not going to let you load your cargo. So here I'm doing an unload of cargo. I'm just rolling around slightly so that I can line up, and then it should be quite easy, and then I'll lift my nose up and then go forward. So I've moved my speed limiter down, which is the white one, and that gives me a lot finer control over the speed of the ship. I'll get ready to stop. It always seems weird when you go through that, because it feels like you're going through the whole box, but it's an optical illusion because it's a square. It's a square, and because they see through squares, it's like an optical illusion. Okay, so we've delivered that. So now we need to get out of this area as soon as possible. And there's another contract finished. Remember, there's a big thing sticking out there, which I don't want to go into. I'm going to escape through there. There's the gateway. I don't want to go there particularly either, because I'm not going to Pyro. So we should be far enough away from the space station. It's a good job I checked. It's quite a big one, that is. Let's move over there. You can see the gateway. Someone will probably come crashing into me now. Or the butthole, as it's fondly known. Not sure why. Okay, so if we go to maps, we do have a drop off at Seraphim or New Olissa, I believe. And I've done it again. Put my ratchet back on, or my clutch. Have I got anything for there? I don't think I have actually. But we should be able to make it. Just got to find out where it is. It's over where Pup is by the looks of it. You at Seraphim, Pup?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look on the outside of the ship. I can't tell if I've got anything. I don't know whether I've got anything on here. I don't think I've got any more missions left, but we'll have a look. Check. Nope, I've done them. Should be 3. And they're all completed, so we should be okay. These ones, look, see what I said I'd show you. You do this 5 million, 13 million, 634,000, 24 million, 24 million and 13 million. 3 millions, 26 millions. And this is a mission that's only happening now, and the trouble is, because they're giving so much money away on these missions, that everybody will be going backwards and forwards. The question I would say is, well, why do they want everyone to go over to Pyro, to these areas? And what they're really doing is actually testing probably the stability of server meshing and moving backwards and forwards with this cargo to make sure that the back end is working the way it is. And by giving it a lot of money, as you can see, you've got missions here which you can do by yourself, and you've got missions where you need a big team to be able to do it. These are cargo missions, and that's a lot of cargo movement as well. And the place you're taking it to might not have a cargo deck, so you've got to put all those boxes on by hand potentially. But by giving a lot of money, you're testing the stuff out well, because you're going to get a lot of people doing it. And because everyone's got a lot of money, the prices of things will go up. So 13 million back in the day, which was really useful, you'll be paying through the nose for things. There was something I saw earlier on somebody else's video where it was costing you 140 UEC for a single bullet. And I suspect that's a bug, to be fair. If I'm being honest, it's a bug that I've seen before where the prices of things were just sky high. Right, I'm not going to put this back yet, because what I want to do is see if a repair repairs it, or if it's just the program playing silly buggers. So what we've got to do is go and land at Seraphim. Now if you notice these markers are there because I'm selecting it. Oh, it's down here. When I select the planet, it's for some unknown reason, because they're cargo missions or something, it's taking me to where the places that I need to be. In fact, I think Pup might be down there. So I can't get there because there's a planet in the way. So again, if we lift up. Now, when you see this line of planets, if you look carefully, in amongst them is likely to be a jump point. Now, the difference between an orbital marker, if it's a circle, right, it's a planet, so there's a planet there, which is Microtech. If it's a circle with a line through, that is a Lagrange point, or it could even be a comm satellite. So you can see there's a whole line here, like on the horizon. And as I go through, what you're looking for is something that says OM. Now, looking at this, I suspect that the OM is a lot higher and we're pretty close to it. So if we just keep going up along this line, we'll see the OM, and there it is on the left hand side. And that's what we're looking for to jump to. So if you can't see it, just find your way through those things. And an OM is a circle in a circle, and it will tell you which OM it is, and now you know whether you're on the equator or at a pole. Sometimes you want to find OM 1 or 2, and the reason you find those is because then, for instance, if you do a mission at Yellow and you've got enemy in the rings round Yellow, if you go to OM 1 or 2, you can see all of those rings from that one position. So you're not constantly flying around planets looking for things. So you go to OM 1 or 2, and that's it, you'll find it. Another good little note is if you go to OM 1, say you're doing mining at Daymar, right? It's where the sun points, and it always keeps it pointing to the sun. Hey, hello. Yes, it is, matey. I've been waiting for ages for something so that I can actually play without getting stuck at lifts. The amount of times that I've got to a lift and not been able to call the lift in lots of different patches. So I just don't bother, and that's why you haven't seen me around for a few weeks, is I test it out on a Saturday night and I can't catch a lift, and I'm not going to fanny around and wait, so I'll just leave it and then wait for more patches. And every patch is, we fixed the lifts, we fixed the lifts. The reality is they haven't. So that's why the message on this is, will I get stuck in a lift? Now there's a couple of things I can do here. I can land with it like this. Unfortunately, no. And there's not even a pole either to slide down. So what I'm going to do is show you how to do docking. And we'll use a docking port. But I think the docking ports are bugged as well. But hopefully if I call the ship again, it'll put it back into a hangar. Whenever you try and call a ship from space, it doesn't seem to give you a hangar to land in. It gives you a docking port. So I'll show you how a docking port works, because that's a little bit convoluted and I didn't know myself, to be honest.
So it's playable, but sometimes not playable.
Well, not at all. I don't know at the moment. We've only started playing it. What time is it now? Maybe an hour and a half. And so far it seems okay. Have you got this command? Do you actually own Star Citizen? So when I get closer, we should get a call ATC, unless it's already happened. I think it may have already happened.
No offense with it really. Play Elite Dangerous a bit, but didn't pull the trigger on this.
Okay. Would you like me to? There's the thing to do. Right, would you like me to suggest a way that you can look at it and feel comfortable with it, and what I'm going to say to you makes sense? Because you're hovering and hovering on the edge, and the problem is with that is that if it all falls over in a big heap, you're going to have missed out. And on the flip side of it, are you going to waste your money? But have you got Steam command at the moment? Do you own Steam? It's alright, I'm drinking my tea at the moment. Right, okay. So if I was to say to you, look on your list of games on Steam, right? Have you got more than 20 games?
Yep, 200 plus.
Excellent. That's what I thought. Okay. So if you bought a game on Steam for 50 quid or even 60 quid and played it, and you played it for 4 weeks, and you enjoyed it, and you played it virtually every day, you would be happy with that. Right, so you had 4 weeks out of a game that cost you 50 or 60 quid, and then you never play it again. You got 200 games sitting there. Some of them, say GTA 5 for instance. No, fair point. But what you've got to bear in mind is you can get into this for somewhere between 45 and 50 quid, and that's it. No more than that. So will you get 4 weeks of solid play out of it? Yes, you will. Will it necessarily be all together? No, it won't. But for 40 or 50 quid, I can guarantee that you'll get just as much fun and enjoyment out of it that you've got out the games that you've now got sitting in your Steam list gathering dust. And this is nowhere near finished yet. Oh no, yeah, you feel the difference. You will feel the difference and the sames. And the fact that, I mean, I know you play Elite, and the modelling on it is something else. Now this is bugged at the moment. Not bugged because the ship is generally bugged. It's bugged because I've had a couple of problems. Force feedback not at the moment as far as I'm aware. Head tracking definitely. I could keep going through here, but the problem is my webcam's dropped on and off a couple of times and it caused my game to hang. Not yet. It is planned. I can't go anymore because my ship is buggered. Let's put my little light on. I haven't got a little light to put on. My ship is buggered, which is why it looks a little bit weird at the moment. All the ships right now, because you can buy it. Okay, so let's qualify that. What he means is you can use Vorpix. Yeah, exactly. So what he means is you can use Vorpix, and the trouble is with using Vorpix, right, is that it's not in VR. It's a sort of simulated VR, if that makes sense. And the problem is with that is you've got caveats, haven't you? You only need the wrong sort of thing and it looks awful, or it doesn't feel right. So to be honest,
it's not only DCS style, but it works, more or less.
Yeah, but that's the problem, more or less. And eventually they are going to do it in VR, but even with just head tracking, it works quite well, to be honest. So this is a dock import.
Command 1210 said, yeah, I got Vorpix.
Well, there you go. Elite in VR feels really nice when it's in VR properly. Do you know what I mean? And it's designed for VR. Right, so what I've got to do now, right, is find out where my docking port is, and it's over there. And if we look on the ship, if we go and have a look.
1210 said, yeah, the info stuff is a bottleneck, but the flights in VR are nice.
Right, I haven't got a port that's open at the moment, but we'll see as we get there.
No Man's Sky VR, also good.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, as I was saying anyway, Command, for 45 to 50 quid, when they have events, they do have it a bit cheaper, and you don't have to buy. And you don't have to buy any more ships at all, ever. Right? You can actually earn the ships in game, and yes, there's a grind associated, but you don't even have to play by yourself. You just find people in game or find some mates, and you go around in their ships and get them to give you some money. You can rent ships in game. If you do buy a ship, you can always upgrade it, and any money that you've spent on that ship will go to the next ship. You know, so it's not as bad as it seems. But yeah, but the point is, for 45 to 50 quid, you'll get guaranteed more than 4 weeks of play. And if the whole thing falls over in a big heap, unfortunately no. I had Wing Commander 2. Not Wing Commander 2. I had Wing Commander 5, Wing Commander 6. Now I've got to try and dock with this, so let's have a look. I'm assuming it's going to be on the left hand side docking port. Trying to work out there visually which one it is. Or is it this one that's sticking up?
Do they accept American Express?
They accept anything, usually, but probably not. But if you are going to jump in, you want to try and grab yourself a number from somebody. All that'll do is just give you an extra 5,000 in game. It's not worth anything anymore, because what they've done is created missions for millions, which basically means that the cost of everything has gone up quite high. Okay, docking port. Okay, let's have a little look. Yeah, I can't tell which side I'm supposed to be on. I'll make an assumption. Right, so to dock this thing, basically, if you look in front of you, there's a few things you can see, and it really depends how bright it is. You've got, let me try and zoom in a little bit. So these are your main axis, and this is your docking port. Okay, so as I roll round, you'll see in a minute, and again it might be that I'm on the wrong side. You see the circle moving on the right hand side goes green, yeah? And if I move to the left a little bit, or better still, let's move this. Yeah, definitely. This is all joystick and pedals and throttles and everything. But what I'm doing now is changing my pitch. One of those circles will go green. That one there. Then I'm using my up and down as well. Can't see them there, it's the only trouble because of the light. Okay, Mitty. So you can see I'm too low for this. I'll go back up. I don't even... Oh, am I that high? Oh, I see. Docking computer, not quite now. There is an auto land, but you have to be quite close. I still don't know whether I'm on the right side yet, or whether I've got a problem because the little door opens up and I can't see the little door opening up, because my ship's got a bit of an issue because my camera was dropping on and off, and it screwed up the model on my ship, because it basically just stopped the game and then picked it back up again. So you can... This is... Well, I'll show you it properly when I can get back out. This is a hauling ship.
Hamper said it's not elite. It doesn't work 100%.
I was a beta tester on Elite, and as soon as it came out... Ah, there we go, we got that one there. Can you see? As soon as it came out, I never really played it that much, and we were aligned there now. So we look for the little red box, which is down here at the moment. So if I go backwards, and I'm going to use my speed limiter, and so I've only got small movement.
Back in like 2013 or 2014. Don't remember anymore. Good times.
No, it was excellent, wasn't it? Now the funny thing is, my little brother tried to get me into Elite originally, and he was on a BBC B. So he was just at the time it come out, and I remember him bringing it home, but having this BBC, and it just didn't make any sense to me. Right, so I've gone a little bit past. Can you see the way that is growing? Look, watch. Now, even though I've hardly got any speed on at all, what I need to do is go forward a little bit, and you'll see a bit of this go green. Watch. Have I gone past already? I'm going to also go down. I need that to go there. I'm still going backwards, look. Oh, that's going green in the middle. This is the problem when I'm using these analog sticks, and I've got a little bit of drift, I think, which is fine when I'm doing a lot of things. Now I need to go forward. And then what I would do is slide over to the left, but I'm not going to, because there's a bit of a problem, and I don't think my door's open. It's a little bit too far back.
Command 1210 said, any aliens in this?
There isn't yet, but there will be. Are you... Let me just... This is the auto dock bit. If it does it. Ah, shit. I've got no keyboard.
Nostalgia on I used to love just docking, and then there was this YouTube creator. Don't remember, that made a movie of him using FA off and all that potential with pro skill flying packed with interstellar music. Wow, that was a thing back then.
Was that on Elite? Was that on Elite, was it? Right, so I need... It's obviously moved a fraction.
Sorry for wall attacks.
Hey, that's fine.
Yes, Elite.
Yeah, I do remember it. I played it on the Commodore 64 when it come out for that. So the first game I ever played on a computer was on an IBM PET. Not an IBM, a Commodore PET, sorry, tell a lie. I was actually pre-PC. Now the trouble is, I don't think I've got an N key to dock because my keyboard has lost.
First Elite. Well, I used to play it on my PC and
Let
I
me-
didn't have a clue what to do.
Let me just pull this, because I'm wondering whether if I plug this back in, whether my keyboard will spring to life or I'm going to hang the game, because at the moment I've got no keys. So I've been using joystick, throttle, pedals and my G13. Excuse me, 1 minute. Let's see if that bursts back into life.
Command 1210 said, you can park there, Mell.
Oh yeah, I told you this might happen, didn't I? Let's see if it
Then came
works.
Elite 2 and I was able to immerse myself into that world of open world freedom with Strauss music. Gosh, I miss those days.
Yeah, the simplicity of it and how we were so blown away by the simplest of things. The first adventure game I played was basically you are in a room and there's a switch on the wall and a door to the north, and it was just black, there was just text. And the first adventure game I played with images was The Hobbit on the Spectrum.
Command 1210
Yeah.
said, dark room.
Yeah, I don't know whether this has crashed yet or not. It seems to have done, which is what I was suggesting. Let me just wait a little bit, see if it comes back to life.
Looks
This
like
isn't-
you parked it.
If this is not the game, no, I haven't. Oh, look at that! It come back to life. Okay, let's see if I can. Have I got keys? Yeah, excellent. Right, so now I've got to get back into
100%
position.
Imagination played a huge role.
Oh.
Nowadays we have photorealistic graphics, which is good, but it doesn't leave the same impression, at least for me, as it used to back then.
Yeah, the other problem is people are fixated on frame rates and stuff like that, which is a little bit over the top. And they moan when they're like getting like 60 FPS and it's like moaning, and I'm like, what the hell? And have no clue about what's going on. I remember demonstrating 3D Studio Mark II on DOS and sitting there with a customer waiting 20 minutes to see a simple rendering of a picture, and he was blown away. You would not believe it. I remember demonstrating voice to text utilising a £2,000 IBM card and just talking, but in discrete speech. Discrete speech is where you leave a space between every single word, such as, this is a test to see. And that's how you have to talk to it. And now you just talk to your phone and it just does what you want it to do. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I've got a little bit of drift on this by the looks of it. Come on.
True. I mean, I'm fine with 60 FPS, but aside my wife's sister, who is 15, trying to convince me that everything below 144 FPS is bad.
Yeah, I mean, if he's playing those sort of games due to his age, which you need the fast moving, that's fine. I understand that. I mean, when the baby used to play, what's that game?
Shit, times changed.
Do you know what I mean? But when you consider that, depending on the resolution, and you've got 3 bytes per pixel, sometimes you've got a few extra bits as well, and that data throughput is ridiculous, and your eye can't even see over a certain number of frames anyway. So why don't you use that graphic processing power, right? Oh look, I'm still moving. This is crazy. Why don't you use that graphic processing power but actually generating something useful and not something that you can't actually see, if that makes sense? You're going to get me going now. Gone too far, let me see.
I used to play Quaking tournaments in 60 FPS and it was ridiculously fast and responsive.
Oh yeah. So if you played Quake then, you'd be Unreal Tournament. What was that like?
Command 1210 said, yeah, the whole DLSS and AI stuff seems weird.
It seemed...
With worse graphics just upscaled.
Yeah, I just don't get it. It's just convincing people to do something that they have no understanding of it. Oh wow, look how far away I am. Jesus, I didn't think I was that far, but never mind, let's move over there. I'm obviously not square, which is why that square is moving around. I need to move down a little bit, and it seems as though I've moved back.
You need more FPS as you're not seeing how fast you're moving.
I'm not moving fast at all. I got enough FPS for doing what I'm doing. The problem is the ship isn't square completely, and I'll need to adjust in a minute. And I think this ship is completely bugged, to be honest. Yeah, the doors aren't open. Now whether that's just a graphical thing or not, I don't know. See where everything
you
is.
You need at least 240 FPS for this game, otherwise there is no point. Gen Z, sent from my iPhone.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Right, let's see if I move forward. Am I going smaller square?
Hampius said, let's agree to disagree XD.
There's a point I should be able to get this to auto dock. And I've gone past it again. Believe me, the resolution of my throttle is very good. There you go. It should be docking. Now you can take it all the way in, but as I said, the hole wasn't open, and it still isn't open, but I think I got a bit of a problem with my ship. Now with a bit of luck, I might be able to repair it here.
Gen Z, damn it. I have kids in that gen and I'm really worried for their future.
There we go. Repair there. Repair there. Repair there. Oh, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? The Bubby used to play Counter-Strike competitively, but he used to... Oh, my mic's right. Sorry, guys. That would have been really quiet. He used to play Counter-Strike competitively, but he started getting really annoyed. And, like, me and his mum are in bed, so he's, like, bloody shouting and banging his mouse down on the table. And I told him 2 or 3 times, look, can you not please? We're in bed. We have to go to work. So, the next time we did it, I got my phone and I just rebooted the router, and then he got a ban for 2 or 3 days. And eventually he realised that it was me, and then he didn't make any noise. But that's what you got to do, isn't it? Right.
Command 1210 said, my nephew the same, on Fortnite, at night.
Oh, yeah.
On comms.
Where's my button? There it is. So ship's off. This ship's a little bit buggered. But I've got a few ships if you want to see any command. Not sure whether you're into hauling, well, trading, shooting, mining, you know, but if you want to see any ships, just ask. Hopefully this doesn't come back on here, because there is a bug that I suspect is still there, and that is when you come through this tunnel to get in your ship, you turn left and it goes black. Yeah.
At the same time, looking from other side.
Yeah.
Command 1210 said, just nice ships. I usually trade or mine in elite, sometime bounty hunt, miss mostly alien action.
Oh yeah, some nice alien ships. And there are aliens. They just haven't brought them in yet. If you go and look at the video from where was it? November. There's a 4K version of the video where you can go and have a look, and you'll see what the prologue of the single player game is. There's 2 versions to it. There's the multiplayer, which is still probably a couple of years away at least, whereas the single player should in theory be released in 2026. If you start looking around here, can you see when Elite started to bring their feet out? She's in it. I don't know whether she's come out anywhere. I think she was rescued. What are you doing here, pup? It's a little bit dark, isn't it? It's probably my gamma. Let's adjust it. I've got my keyboard back anyway. Gamma SDR. It's SDR. It's supposed to be when it's a time. As far as controls go, oh, that's better. It's black where it should be black. It's got rid of the misty stuff and pops there. I'm not sure what he's doing. Oh, there you are. You there, pup?
Hello?
Hello. Oh, your mic was muted, right. Daft bugger. Well, exactly the same as me, matey. You know, I'm not getting any younger. And if I get my camera working again, which I don't think it is, but we'll see. Doesn't look like it. Nope. Nope. Let me see if it works. Wait a bit. Sorry about talking down your left ear. Have you got a 4K monitor command or Hampius? You got a 4K monitor at all? No. That looks like it's died a death. Yeah? If you go onto my YouTube channel, I'm streaming at the moment in 4K 60 FPS. So you'll see it as I see it. Yeah, you go and have a look on your higher res one, and you start to appreciate. I mean, you can see the map here, for instance. And the map, basically, you start here and zoom out all the way to wherever you want. And you get like a sort of wireframey 3D mappy thing that you can find people on, etc, etc. Do you want to see any ships per tick? Your basic ship will cost you 45 to 50 quid command, or $45–50. If you're from the UK, you got 20% VAT on it. That's inclusive of the price. If you're from the States, you won't have that 20%. Well, not yet.
Show me what I can get for
£100
£100.
roundabout. Okay. Just bear with me, pup. I would just carry on and do some trading, matey. I'm just doing touring. So, a good ship for around about 100 to 120, if you look, is the Cutlass Black. Oh, by the way, I never finished telling you what I was saying.
Haven't you said? Anyway, I'm practically sleeping on my dusty TM.
Yeah, no worries, matey.
Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for popping in.
Yeah, good night, Charlie.
Good night, Charlie. So,
07.
one of the things you got to think of as well, Command, is if you do go and buy a ship, say you buy, first of all you got to buy a package, and then you can upgrade your ship. The money that you spend on your package by upgrading a ship, what's happened?
My ship is hanging in the floor.
Again.
Yeah.
Right, this is normally black. This has got a skin on it. This is a Cutlass Black. And this is the one that we used to advise anybody who's new, once you've got your starter ship and you've got a gist of some of the game, then go and get a Cutlass Black, okay? It's quite a big ship inside. It's got some reasonable weapons on. It's got 4 controlled by the pilot. It's got a turret. It carries missiles. It's got jump seats in the back. It's got a bed, so you can log out in the bed. It carries 46 SCU of cargo. And off the top of my head, it used to be around about 100, 120 pounds or something like that. There's a few variations of Cutlass. This is your generic entry level one. As I said, you can, you've got 6 drop seats, so you can have your mates in. You can store 46 SCU of cargo. If you want to go rock mining, a rock is a remote something. Basically, it's a little vehicle that you drive with a laser on that you go mining rocks. Okay, that will fit in here. I can't remember. There's some of the hover bike type things will also fit in here. I sound like I'm giving someone a tour of a bloody house. Okay, you got doors on the side as well, so there's quick exits. You've got a turret. Here's your seat for the turret. Okay, so you switch your turret on and you're now sitting up here in the turret. Okay, it's not powered on or anything like that. So you're sitting, let me just move this round a little bit. You're sitting up there, and if you look, you should see me sitting there. Unfortunately, I haven't got enough fingers.
1210 said, so it's multi-crew.
Yeah, it's multi-crew if you want it to be. Okay, so where am I sitting? Oh, I'm in the thingamajig. We'll get out of here. So basically, you can go and fly with your mates, or you can do it by yourself. It's entirely up to you. It's called a pirating ship, but it's pirating. You can put your weapons there. You've got 2 beds, so you can log out there. You've got storage here if you want to put things in and carry them. You've got your pilot seat, which is this one at the front. Okay, and this will lift you up, and this is your view from here. You've got a number of screens and things. And let's centre that, that's better. There we go, doesn't look so deformed then. And then you've got a co-pilot seat. At the moment, the multi-crew functionality isn't where it's supposed to be at, so co-pilots don't get to do a lot at the moment.
And it has a multiple center stick.
Yeah, it's, did you notice that? Some of the sticks are based on the Warthog here. Some of them are based on something else. So this is about it. It's not a bad ship. If you upgrade the weapons to NDBs and you put 6 NDBs on.
And a fan from an MI8.
A fan from an MI8, yeah. Now, part of the multi-crew stuff, which was supposed to have been in one of the patches earlier. Can you see this? Oh, I'm going to pull that out if I'm not careful. This is a fuse. Let me come out of this. So basically, let's inspect it, shall we? Oh, good. It's not pulling it out. But when you lose power, right, you'll find that one of the multi-crew command things will be power management, environment management. You'll lose certain aspects of the ship and you'll have to go and repair or replace fuses in the ship. You're right, Kev. Also, the systems, I don't know where they are in this because, you know, things have changed since I first started using this. You've got bits of systems. There might be some over here in these things. Let's have a look. Oh, engineering terminal coming soon, yeah. So basically that's where you'll manage engineering and you can shut doors, close doors, change the environment system, tell people where to go and change fuses. There are systems on here. There's more fuses here as well. I don't know where the systems are stored in this, to be honest. You know, the engine things, the coolers, stuff like that. Might be round back here. I have no idea. I don't know. Oh, could be in here, maybe. I have no idea where they are, but there's all sorts of bits and bobs stored in there, all your engine components. Are they down here? Bit small if they are. No, there's nothing there. So this is about 100 quid. However, as I was saying to you earlier, if you get a basic package and then try it out, there is a money back aspect of it. And then you can use that package and upgrade it, so you can upgrade on a ship by ship thing. So what that means is you buy a game package, which is the download and the ship, and then you can upgrade the ship portion without affecting your game. If we can I look at this? Let me see if I can find it for you. So if you go on to the RSI site, I'll have to put a quick window in. People on YouTube will see this. Hopefully I don't lose it. I'll have to add a quick window in so we can see it, so just bear with me. Window cap. God, is it Firefox? That one there. There we go. That will do for now. So you can see that, can't you? So if we go over here, and let's just go to the main page. They're obviously advertising all the stuff that they're doing at the moment. If we can get back to shop, and we go to the pledge store, this is where you get your packages from. There's all sorts, there's variations of the Cutlass Black, by the way. There's a cutter. Cutlass Black isn't a starter ship, but what you would do is go and buy a package, view all game packages. And these are your basic packages here. Okay, so you can see 40 odd quid is the cheapest. A very good starter ship is this, but obviously it costs more. Here's your Cutlass Black, 120 quid still. So that's the one that we're currently looking at. Now, if you were to go and say buy an Avenger Titan, or you didn't want to spend that much and you wanted to start off with something here, like one of these, say this one for instance, just to go around, have a look, that's £43 or so. If you go back up to here, I keep changing the layout of it. Ship upgrades, right? You could, this will be the ship that you own, where it says my ships. So if we were to look at, say, an Aurora, for instance, the Aurora MR, these are just ship prices, not game prices. But my gist, the gist is, if I get that and I want to go and upgrade to Cutlass Black, for instance, when we get there, as you can see, there's a lot of ships in between. So we're looking around about the 120 price. It's got to be down here. Oh, it's going to be cheaper than that. There you go, 110. You see, we were only paying 76 quid. So the value of this is taken into account when you go over there. And then you can upgrade it. But I wouldn't go any more than this. In fact, you don't even need to buy this, because if you use this and make some money, you can rent this. Yeah, it's called a cross chassis upgrade. But that's what people do. So when you get a ship like that, then you want to keep that as your base ship. It's like with puppies thinking of getting, say, a cargo hauling ship. But if you get a cargo hauling ship and cash that one in, then if you don't want to do cargo hauling, you're extremely limited. Whereas this is quite a good all-round ship. Do you get my gist? But there's no reason why you can't buy this, which will be about 45-50 quid. Get a feel of it and upgrade it then if you decide you want to. After that, you can earn all your ships in game. You can make, you can basically make all your money in game. Has that gone? Let's delete that window. Do you get my gist? So you can try it. One thing you've got to understand with this.
Yeah, probably better to start on the small one.
Yeah.
Learn it and then upgrade
Yeah.
if it's part exchange PCP.
Exactly. But you could rent that ship. So you make a bit of money and rent it for a day, 3 days, or a week. Or you could buy it in game if you make enough money. Now, when you buy something in game, in theory, you keep it. But what's happening when they do some of the patch upgrades, it disappears again. Right, but eventually, if you buy it in game, then you buy it in game and you keep it. You don't need to spend money, which is what I was saying. The downside of this, if you let it bother you, it's the most frustrating, annoying thing you'll ever come across. The flip side of that is when you actually start to get your head around it and it's working nicely, which varies from patch to patch and update to update, you'll find it absolutely amazing and it'll just blow you away constantly. The planet tech, and that's been upgraded again, is absolutely amazing. Especially some of the newer ones. You'll find some of the newer stuff that's coming to the game is using later versions of the tech, and as a consequence, the way that it works, the way that it looks, is so much better. The other thing you got to bear in mind, unlike some games where you can see my feet walking, you haven't seen some of the cities, no? Alright, let me get a ship and I'll fly to a couple to show you, okay? If you want to stay on that long, it's up to you. You see the gist of, look down, you can see what I'm wearing, okay? So this is first person view, okay? If I go over to third person view, let me just zoom out a little bit. I am wearing exactly what you can see in first person view. So, you know, if I'm jumping up and down, right, in first person, I'd say exactly the same things. If I'm holding that, and we switch back to first person, that's exactly what I'm doing. So the first person, third person images are exactly the same.
I've not seen a gameplay of entering Planetwood City, only YouTube advert.
Okay, no worries. Let me go and call something out that's going to be a little bit quicker. I'm still tied up, pup. Are you doing your trading? Are you still there? I don't know where he's gone. Let me jump into here. As I said, I've got a few different ships.
You're carrying a sander around with you.
A sander, yeah. It's for picking things up, basically. Let's go and get a nice little alien ship, which is a nice easy flight down to a planet. I've just requested it. The way the ships work here is they're in a limbo area, as you can see, and it's not until you request a delivery and then you'll get the option of downloading it, like retrieve. So when you retrieve it, that ship is now locked at this station until I take it out and move it somewhere else. So we'll let that ship go away, and it's a bit like, you know, your docking once you get into your space station in Elite. So there was voice comms, but that's broken along the way on some patch or other. The controls for everything are quite comprehensive. There's quite a lot of variation for analog, digital, single tap, multi-tap, hold. I need a drink as well, so before we disappear off. I do need to go and get a drink if you look on the bottom left, otherwise I'll be dead. So I can use a quick key to store my helmet. There's also VoIP as well. So what VoIP does is when you talk, like I'm talking now, your character will do all the mouth movements and face movements. So it tracks your eyes and it tracks your mouth if you've got a webcam. I'm obviously using my webcam for something else, which has died a death at the moment. Probably a connector under my desk. So let me just go and get a drink and then we can get off. What we got? We got some water.
Hi, welcome.
Yeah, the blue water here is better. This to me is a little bit buggy at the moment.
Hi.
When you pick water up, you pick it up. Oh no, they've done it. They fixed it. Used to pick it up in inspection mode. Yes, definitely beers, coffee. So I'm gonna take the lid off. You can see the quality of the textures. It's just bloody stupid. Do you know what I mean? So that should be enough. If not, I'll have another one. There's my sister. Just put that over there. I usually put it in the bin. I'm quite good. I was going to say that when you pick this up, it's like that. See, inspect mode, and if you start clicking, you got to be careful. Yeah, there's a bin over here, look. So I can put it in there. But for now, I just need to get a quick drink so I can carry on doing what I'm doing. I can stop drinking, I don't have to drink it all. But sometimes it's easier. So I should
Hi. Let me know if there's
be
anything.
able to put it in the bin, or maybe throw it in the bin a la.
Internal error.
That wasn't good. Internal error.
Yeah, I need to deliver in a box. And, we put it in the elevator. It doesn't work.
Oh, really? Is that one of the, like the what's it boxes, the normal cargo boxes? Or is it a little box? We haven't got pressure. One of the bugs that has been really bugging us for a few patches now is you can't call a lift, so you can't get anywhere. My ship's gone already. It's been stored again, so I'll call it back.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Unless I've come to the wrong hangar, which I don't know, it's put it away. Obviously, it puts it away because the way these work is they're instanced. There's another issue that we've been having, although it seems mostly okay, and people who are using this hangar in another instance of the hangar, they basically, you can hear them. Character, you can do what you want with your character. I haven't got a void point at the moment because I've been using my camera. Basically, so if I'm talking to you now, my mouth would be doing the talking and the blinking would be my eyes blinking. So if I yawned, you'd see my character sort of do the face as well. Sometimes it looks like he's had a stroke, and other times can look better. It depends on the light in the room and whether your face is very well lit or not. I got a cup of tea. No, I drunk it, didn't I? Right, so this is an alien ship. It's called a Banu Defender, which is a light fighter. I don't like some of these access things now. It used to be much easier to do it, but they've put these Fs on because people are having problems. Level of detail is absolutely ridiculous. As you can see, there's a door there, you can jump in. I'm going to put my helmet on because some of the flight detail is in my helmet. So this is an alien ship that's been adapted for humans, so the folklore goes. Hit the button and the doors will open. Can you see there? I've got to wait because 4 people are instance on this hangar. So you've got tooltips down there, but half the time my stuff isn't even on there. It's all on my stick. So if you're using throttles and you've got 2 throttles, use one of them as a speed limiter. It's not just a limiter. It basically, it'll be interesting if this works, by the way. It's not just a limiter. If I put the speed limiter there, the white flashing one in the hood, what will happen is when I move my other throttle forward, my throttle at 100% and 0 goes between the pink line and the white line, and that is probably round about 20 or 30 meters per second, or maybe a bit more. But that means I can adjust my throttle to any speed in between. So if I want to make an adjustment of 1 meter per second and have that level of fine control, I can. And you do that just by changing where the speed limiter is. Okay, and you can see it goes all the way up there and all the way down here. So I don't know when this is going to... Is it opening now for me? Can you hear it opening? So that's other people who have called the hangar, and I'm in this queue. 300 seconds. Can you see these shots? That's because somebody's in another hangar, right? And I think what's happening is they're getting impatient and they're trying to shoot the door to see if it'll open. The mechanics of the ships is very much like DCS in terms of how all the hinges work, all the little bits and bobs work. It's just the same level of quality. Control system in terms of the buttons is not there yet, but that will change again soon. But you're not going to be given. You can select the button and then it'll animate your hand movement in basically for the button that you select. It's not all there yet, but some of it's there. So you can hear the doors opening and shutting in the background. Oh, I'm still in this queue. Number 2. If you look here on the left hand side, you can see what mode we're in. The trouble is they've created something called master modes, which is the biggest load of bollocks I've ever seen, to be honest. There's a whole variety of reasons for that, but effectively you've got your fighting mode, and within that you've got 3 modes. So here we've got the gun selected, then we get the missiles, then we get a scanner. If I press this button here, changes to nav mode. The shields go down in nav mode. You can't use your shields because now you're in nav mode, which is ridiculous. And nav mode, you've got a scanner, quantum, and flight. So you can go full tilt in flight, but with no shields. It's really stupid. I mean, insanely stupid. So we can switch back to that and you'll see the shields charge up. So of course when you're flying through an asteroid belt to get to a target, you can't have your shields up. If you're trying to run away in a fight because you're damaged, you've got to take your shields down. And your speed is limited severely. So it's a bit pathetic. Now, I haven't had to wait this long before, to be fair. However, the patch only came out yesterday. This might be me moving in a minute, we'll see. You got hints all the time over on the right. You can switch that on and off. And all those tooltips down on the bottom right. They usually explain what the controls are set to. And if I haven't got anything set to them, they're telling me what the keys are. You sure you still got time here, Command? Oh, your place is number 1. I'm getting hungry now, look, 61%.
Yeah, it's like calling the GP with a K.
I have sat here where it's been a couple of people, and then by the time it comes to my turn, the doors are opening but they're shutting at the same time, which is a pain in the ass, as you can imagine. So this should be me next, but we'll see. Unless that's just closing after someone else going out. Yeah. Yeah, that is something you really want to watch because it's so easy to do. Especially when you see some of the other things that you'd like to have a go at. But as I said, you know, Cutlass Black will get you sorted. It's 46 SCU, and you can do some of the small haulage missions. But you can also buy a box and stash stuff in if you go in and shoot in... yeah, look, see the way that's going now. So we can see multiple hangars. Now that's better than it was because I still got a hangar. Which way am I going? Am I going forward? Yeah, but the graphics not working for some reason. Right, if I press N... As I said, it's just ridiculous the way the animation and everything works, the level of detail. and the time spent on just innocuous things that people go, oh, why is it taking so long? It's like, yeah, you can see exactly. So I can either use the map system to find out where I want to go, and then go over there. We'll go over to Microtech, and then from Microtech we'll go over to Hurston after, if he's still here. It's a bit of a jump, so we can see where that is straight away. Or we could actually do manual jumps and look for it. We need to be in the right mode, which is quantum mode. I've got my gun on, I've got shields up, so I'll switch to the other mode, and it goes to QT. You'll see that in a minute. And there's a little marker which is so faint you can hardly see it, so it's ready, so off we go. Because this is an alien ship, the quantum stuff is just a little bit different, as you can see. Level of detail is superb. If we zoom in there, we can zoom in with your normal zoom in to about here. I mean, you can see the level. If we hold and use this key, we can actually get all the way in. There's my little guy there. So if I turn my head to the right, or I look up or down, as you can see, as I was telling you earlier, I mean, look at the effect on the glass, the way that's all like dimpled and stuff. It's just like crazy detail, do you know what I mean? That's quite a nice shot actually. Needs to come down just a little bit. I haven't got a page up or page down. Mouse is a bit too rough. I've only got some of the keys on my keyboard as well, but you get the gist. So I need to balance that out. I have to lean forward when I set the camera, when I centre my head tracking. You can't fire weapons when you're in quantum. You can get out your seat, but I'm sure I read somewhere that they were changing something, and I'm not sure if it stopped quantum, but we'll have a look. Let's jump up, see if I can get out my seat and carry on moving. Looks like I can. That could be because it's a multiplayer ship. This is all based off organic, I nearly said orgasmic then, off an organic sort of creaturey thing. So it's made of like bone. It's all of them. I'll tell you where it originally come from, right? Do you fly DCS? I can't remember. I think you do you? I can't remember. So basically, the person who wrote it... Yeah, I thought so. Right. So the person who wrote it has a fixation of it looking like Star Wars in terms of the way the fighting is. The problem is, it was always touted as the best goddamn space simulator ever, which it started to be. That's exactly how it worked. But then the fighting, he didn't like the look of it, wasn't very cinematic. So he basically slowed everything down and forced people into a mode to try and make the fighting look better, so it looked more cinematic, which obviously means you're going to get better videos. However, what he had in mind was Star Wars, even though the fighting in that was completely made up and all the space was not realistic at all, it was just a film, and World War II fighters. So there's a bit of an obsession with World War II fighters, and that's absolutely great. I can understand that, but when you're flying a ship in space, it's not like a World War II fighter. It's like a helicopter. You put a group of helicopters together, say you've got 5 helicopters aside, and you put 5 this side, 5 that side, and you said fight. The way they will fight is going to be the way these ships would fight. Some, because they've got like door gunners, could just spin round shooting in every direction. Others, say you've got the Apache, can be spamming missiles using FCR. Others will be going towards each other, going past, having to slow down, having to turn around, a la jousting. And that's how spaceships fight. They're not World War II fighters. So trying to force them to fly and fight like World War II fighters is bollocks. And that's my own personal take on it, and the way they've done that is to use master modes. Now, master modes also slows the ship down, and if you think about it, if you're going too fast and a server's got to keep track of hit registration, it's going to be extremely difficult. And one of the problems we had was quite a lot of warping around and bullet sponging. So if that's the case, and he simply said, look, you know, we can't go that fast because the server can't keep up. If the tick rate drops below a certain number, then the hit registration goes out the window, things are going to warp as the server catches up to where your ship really is, and it's going to be a mess. We need to halve the speed completely. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Why would I? Do you know what I mean? However, to force the ships into this stupid World War II idea of fighting is just absolutely ridiculous. Right, so I need to get to the space station. We can go down anywhere on this planet. But what we want to do, to be honest, is look for the city. And the city is going to be like a hexagonal. So I'm looking around to see if I can see a hexagonal type. No, pentagon. Is it a pentagon? Yeah, it's a pentagon. If you see it, tell me, and because I've probably passed it. If I can't find it here, I'll find it from space.
Thank you for the 14 long months. Pedro.
There you are.
Mell said, thank you for the DR1 resub, Pedro _McLeod.
I can't
The
see.
support for 14 months is really appreciated.
Anyone see a pentagon? Like a pentagon shape? Usually if I say something like that, it's sitting underneath me. I can't see it. Right, okay. So there's a couple of ways I can do this. I can just look around for orbital markers, such as what we got up here. We got planets. Keep going up. That's another planet. That's where we come from. There's Pup. So there'll be an orbital marker up here somewhere, I'm expecting. Nope. All the way around. So much for that theory. The orbital markers here are really quite close to the surface, and this is not a gas giant, so you can see we can't fly to them, unlike the ones that are at Crusader. There's the orbital marker, which is OM3. That means we're around the sort of horizon. So I'm looking for one of two things, either the space station or the main town in the planet. We go to OM2, that will give us a view all the way around the equatorial part of the planet, or should do. And so then we may be able to see where the space station is. What's happened now?
The cargo elevator is not working.
At all?
No.
Is that in the hangar?
No, I'm up at 7.
Ah, right, you mean the ones on the planets?
Yeah.
So I can't see it around here. Could be that one. Nope. Again, if I could see the hexagon for where the town is. I know where the space station is. So I'll go over to this one. And if I can't find it, I could always use the map. And 4. See, now once you're in space and you're at 1, you can see all the others. I just can't see where the space station is, so I'll use the map. Go to maps, zoom in on where we are. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we're just around the other side of it. So if I click there, double click, or one click and then click here, that will set a route up for me, and we should be able to see it now. There's probably one of those little marks. That's not what I'm after, is it? Why is it not giving me a route? It looks like a pointer. It's interesting. Have I picked the wrong thing? Which I could have easily done. Maybe I need to zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, it is an invalid target. Let's zoom in. Oh, that's me. There's a comma out. Is it that one there? Port Tresla? Right, okay. Right, that's better. Right, so that's probably one we need to go to anyway, which is why it's all lit up and big. And then we got another pointer down here, and there's Port Tresla. So it's another space station similar to what we were at before. Some of them have got refineries, some have got cargo decks, they all have shops, they all have food, they all have hangars. If we look down here, why can't I see? Oh, because I'm too high. Why can't I see some of the other places? Let's have a look. Well, Tech. It's interesting. This one is not. There's the town. Right now you can see the. Let's go back to normal flight. So this is a town. There's obviously a lot of space here, but there's quite a few different places on there. I'm going full tilt at the moment. Usually you can fly in and you'll get the, I forgot I was like that. You'll get the effect of the coming through the atmosphere. I don't think we'll get that from here. Got decent clouds, as you can see. And the lighting and the clouds are all getting better and better. I'm backing off on the speed at the moment. The last thing I want to do is hurtle into the planet. As we come through, if you look over to the right, that's where the main landing place is, I think. Could be that one. This looks a lot bigger than it is here. So you can land out. There should be a light. Could be the one over there. Yeah, they've added a few more on, I think. Oh, that's it. Nope. I keep saying that's it. They've added hangar or cargo installations in. Now, some of these roofs you'd use for dropping off parcels and things, and there'll be landing pads on the top of them. There should be, or there's usually a bright light. I don't know whether they've updated this one. So we're in the atmosphere now. We can either go and land at the main space station, which is one of these periphery places. So far, hello, welcome to the channel by the way. So far, so good. The only issues I've had, apart from the fact that thing there looks to be floating, look, is where I've had a hardware problem on my camera. Has stopped functioning. Thanks for the follow there. Has
Thank you for the follow, John Beasley.
But basically, yeah, it's seems to be working all right. Especially when I can find my way around bloody Microtech. Or around New Babbage, should I say. Oh, it could be there. That looks more likely. So we could fly along, follow the monorail along. There's the white light I was talking about. It's a lot easier. You can see it flashing in the distance. Or the other way around is I'll go and land outside. We can land anywhere down here on the floor. You can land on the roofs, but you can't go from the roofs down. So if you see a landing pad, like you can see on some of these buildings, you can't actually go down into the building at this point. So what I'm going to do is go around by these domes. And then just over here on the right. This is a frozen lake. We can do a shortcut in rather than going through the rigmarole of that lot. Got to remember where it is now. I think it's there.
Johnny Beasley said, I started playing SC in 2020, took a 5-year break. Got back into it with a buddy who owns a bananas. My biggest with the game is performance and tips. I have a 980 T and an 8-core processor. I believe it's the AMD 2700X.
What resolution you playing at? Playing at 1080p. And what FPS you playing at, by the way?
I believe it's just the normal read, nothing special.
Yeah, but I don't know what sort of monitor you've got. Is it sort of just a normal 1080p? It should work. I don't know how good it will be. A lot of it comes down to what's your game sitting on. Is it on a spinning disc? Is it on an SSD? Do you have an M2? Have you noticed how I've got no button there? Switch the ship off. Not that I'm too bothered. I'm just making sure I got a helmet because it's cold here. Very cold. Yep. I'm just going to leave that there. I'm not too bothered if people nick it or anything like that. Temperature you can see is minus 64 at the moment. It's also wet. It's also getting windy. He's leaning up against the slope, as you can see. And he's going to start getting cold as well. Probably start shivering. Get back inside. So there's a garage there where you can get vehicles for driving around. There's stupid little things on, like This actually works. This is really good. I mean, I wish they did this with the windscreen wipers in DCS. So you've actually got some sort of realistic fluid on the visor, but when you wipe it off, you actually wipe it off. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, yellow pred. Every time you come in, it says possible ban evader. You've been banned, have you, from somewhere, mate? How are you? So if we go into here, come on. I don't think I'm. Oh, I am frosting. Look, I'm starting to get cold, so I'll show. Yeah, it pops up on my screen as possible ban evader. So if I was in a different suit, that would all be frosty by now. And you can. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I hit the wrong button there. Take my helmet off. There's somewhere here where you can change your clothes, but if you've got no clothes here, then you're not going to be able to change your clothes. You're doing a bit of a moonwalk.
I've been doing the mole all day.
You've been doing the what? Oh, the mole, have you? How's it going? You've been doing the missions over in Pyro? In the mole?
Johnny Weasel said, I have it installed on SSD. I have the Spectre 32-inch curved monitor. I ran the game on, I believe, medium because I was not seeing any noticeable improvement on lower settings.
Yeah, you find you can run it on medium and high, and basically there'll be some differences. Now I'll run mine. I'll show you what my settings are while I'm here.
Said, going for the 13-wheel delivery to Pyro.
Yeah, I thought you might be.
We've got the resources, not delivered it yet.
So basically the gamma and the contrast make a big difference. Otherwise it looks washed out and milky. I switched to Vulcan, but Vulcan may or may not work with you. And I've got obviously all this nonsense switched off. Very high, medium, 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 high, high, for instance. Obviously one of the biggest problems you're going to get is motion blur. You always need it switched off. I don't bother with film grain. Why would I want the image to look grainy? Do you know what I mean? So that's about it really. The gamma aspect itself, what's this set to? 1463. I'll show you what I mean. So if that's on 50, which is default, if I can get to 50, so mine was 1463. When you actually start looking around, you'll see things aren't quite so sharp. Can you see how that looks flatter? In some of the bright areas more so than others. And what I'm looking for is something a little bit sharper, a little bit darker. I'm not going to get it by hitting that button. So you adjust the gamma to whatever suits your particular environment. What I mean by that is that you'll find some monitors you can adjust it. Yeah. And now suddenly the colours are much stronger. You'll find the black is black, and so on. At night time, this place is all lit up. This will be like a big purple tube. And if you keep on going this way, I think one way, I can never remember which end it is. Oh, this is the Commons end. So you can see the sizes of this place. This was for your benefit. There's usually a club going on here. Dancing booths up there, and you're probably thinking, why would you want that? And this is why it's just like over the top, as you can see. Oh, they've changed her. Oh no, it's a person. I thought that was the big dummy woman. Is that a person or an AI? And you can go and drink, but I'm not going to hang around and wait for the bartender because it takes far too long.
I'll have one more.
But you get the gist. Nice little effects and things. running water down into there. Do you see what I mean, Command? And what I'm still running, what it's only about 30 odd frames.
That's all fancy, but it looks like it's been abandoned.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, what can I get you today?
It looks quite good, Pyro, but it looks like the same stuff, just dirtied up a bit. Do you know what I mean? You got various shops there: food shops, clothes shops, weapon shops, all sorts.
1210 said, like Singapore Airport.
It is very much so, isn't it? Very brightly lit. When I've been over to New Zealand before now, I've done the quick route.
Dead bodies everywhere.
Yeah, I've done the quick route and stopped off at Singapore to refuel, and went round there in a pair of socks because my feet had swollen up because of the. This goes to the surface where we were, by the way. Because my feet had swollen up, basically, I just went round in some of the socks, and it was that clean you could do it. I mean, but this is just ridiculous. And as you said, Singapore airport is not far off, so we can now catch. There's different places to go. When they have a show, by the way, an event, they have an arena or that expo centre, and they put all the ships in there, and it is just like going to a proper expo centre. Now, I haven't been on a train for ages, so I'm not sure whether it's going to run right or not, but these are like sort of cross between a bullet train and one of those that just live in a tube. So, like a mag-levy thing or what? See, let's see, because it used to have problems and it would go around a corner, but the train wouldn't go around the corner. And again, that looks like they may have fixed it. There was other issues where you'd be just dropped through the floor onto the track. But if you drop onto the track...
Well, Mr. Mell,
Yes?
Command 1210 said, Birmingham.
Yeah, no worries, matey. Alright, I'll catch you tomorrow, because tomorrow I've got a day of it.
I've been running great in Pyro with
Yep.
Cat, and I've had some extremely close calls. Lol, Pyro has been
Good.
very enjoyable
See you
for me
tomorrow.
so far.
Alright, see you, pup. Now I can imagine. Are people trying to catch you and... oh, there's a hiccup there. And take your stuff? That sort of close calls. Or accidentally crashing into things. What's that? The 3mm missions you've been doing? Oh, I need to get off here. Run. Okay, so we're at the spaceport. So you saw, I pointed it out when we were over there. Let's see if the lifts work. No, that is not good. Right, this looks like they bugged. Well, no, I'm telling a lie actually. That looks fine. Slight bugginess.
Mostly. I haven't done the mission. I enjoy being a space trucker.
No, that's absolutely fine. That's all I've been doing this morning. Not this morning, earlier on when I started, sorry. But I've had a couple of little issues, but that's more to do with my my camera kept going on and off, and it caused the game to stop. When it come back, my Hull C had a bit of a graphical issue. So all the like the solar panels on it, you know, for the cargo, they were half disappeared. Some sort of protest, I think. It's a pity this doesn't work in here. Otherwise you could pick them up and throw them around. Right, so now we can call another ship. Now we can call a ship based on the ones that, as you can see where it says deliver. So we've gone and had a look at that. We had a look at the Defender. If we go and have a look at the Star Runner. Star Runner's a really nice ship, but you wouldn't want to be buying that, to be honest. He's still here, Commander. I can't remember. Yes, you are. So once it's delivered, right, which I just asked for, then retrieve it, and it'll tell us where it is. So the Star Runner is a lighter version of a ship and is very similar to bigger versions of the same ship or a similar ship. The bigger versions are cargo, whereas this one is mixed. But the mechanics of it are really good. So I've got an instanced hangar, and I should have the ship in there. So when we get round there, we should see it. And it will store 100 and something SCU. And all the MISC ships look similar in many ways. Okay.
Command 1210 said, what's the most profitable hustle?
It really depends. If you're into fighting, the way fighting and everything you do works is the more you do of it, the bigger the missions become, the more money you can earn. So if you want to be a mercenary, or you're doing bounties, or you're doing cargo, or you're doing mining or anything, or hauling, you sort of have a reputation, which I'll show you in a tick when we get in. I'll shut the door. So if we look here and we go to rep, so this is Bounty Hunters Guild. So I've sort of gone through applicant, and I do probationary guild membership, write additional contracts, and then you keep going up and up and up and up. When you're doing some of the high end, then the money you get is a lot more, and basically the missions are a lot harder. So here's a CDF or Civilian Defence Force. There's Covalex, so everything scales up. Okay. Now, because this is a patch, and I've been playing mostly on the PTUs of late because the live version was bugged to buggery, I haven't done a lot on here since it was more formally released. And this tells you about the various factions that you're working for. As you go over to Pyro, there's more factions. As you're doing bounties, there's even more factions, and some factions don't like some of the other factions, and so on and so on. If you look at the moment, and we look at contracts, there's a priority set of missions, and if you look at these, you can make 5 million, 3 million, 391k, 24 million. Now these are all either cargo supplies or fighting, and the smaller ones are you can do solo. The bigger ones you need probably 10 players or more together. At the moment I'm not interested in looking at any of those because there's too many other things that were buggy as shit that I'd rather be interested in if they were working. So here's all your hauling missions. Now I started off with 30 missions, but again you can see junior ranks here. There'll be some rookie ranks, and as you work your way through you'll get bigger and bigger missions. Okay, and you can make varying amounts of money, right? And this money goes up. So 105 SCU to Devlin Scrap and Salvage. So Port Tresla is where we are, so we could pick that mission up, we could use this ship and we could take it to there, and then we'd make 73,000. Okay, if I use the other ship that I was in earlier when you arrived, it can't land at that place, so I wouldn't be able to do the mission, and this will be manually loaded into the ship as well if I accepted the offer. I'm not going to do that now because we're going to fly over to a different town. This ship has got all sorts of hidden compartments, drug smuggling stuff, cargo. You can also get vehicles in here really easy. It's got a data component where you can intercept data. Okay, scanning. It's got a couple of seats for another 2 guns. It's got living quarters, rec room. There's lights in here, but I'm not putting them on at the moment. It's quite a bigger ship, and it's got secret passages under the floor as well. So jump into the pilot seat. As you can see, it's all very much over the top. You know, why don't you just get in your seat? Do you know what I mean? So it just makes sure that every single little nuance is done. Now, did I put my helmet on then or not? Didn't see. I'm gonna have to stand up. I couldn't see whether the helmet went on because I'd have to get it out of my pocket. No, it didn't, so try again. There we go. And as I said, the thing is with your helmet, you see the cast and the map on the top left. You can also see the states, the shields up there, etc. Right, where's my ship? Can't remember where it is. Is it over on the left? Oh yeah, it's lit already. Okay.
Johnny Vincent said, I have an issue where my game will hitch any time I try to PvP, so I tend to run the non-PvP missions.
Yeah, this is the thing. I wonder if that's just because you're coming into contact with people and your system isn't particularly powerful. How much memory have you got, do you know? Is it 32 gig or 16? Okay, when this is in the dark, this place is all lit up.
I have 16 GB.
Okay, so if you could run M2s, you would find it might be smoother. The way this works, think of it like going into an adventure game. And no, that makes sense. It's the same as everybody. So imagine you're going into a room, right, in an adventure game. And when you're in that room, what you're going to do is basically walk into another room. So when you're walking through one of the doors, then you're in another room with more doors. And as you're walking through another door, the room that you was in at the beginning is now gone and doesn't exist. But each door around you will have a room behind it. And when you walk into that door, well, it doesn't need all the other rooms, so it gets rid of them. And as you walk into a room, right, as you walk towards the door, it will load the room in behind that door. And fundamentally, that's why it can do what it can do. So as I start flying away from this, all of this detail, all of this planet, these clouds and everything disappear. It doesn't exist. You'll just see a ship, a planet even, sorry. You'll just see a planet sitting over there. And what that means is that you need a pretty quick disk for you to be able to do that sufficiently. Now an SSD isn't too bad, but now you've got all the things like M2s. When you get your new storage, you want to make sure that you've got some storage space for M2s. 2 TB preferably, although you'll find 2 TB you'll run out depending what you're storing on it. Now I don't want to go to Crusader. I suspect the planet I want to go to next. Oh, there it is. I was going to say maybe out of the way. Now you can't jump when you're still in the atmosphere, so you have to get up out of the atmosphere. Okay? So it's ready now, so with a bit of luck we'll be on our way to Hurston. Just throttled off because there used to be times when we were flying from one place to another where it suddenly got pulled out of quantum, and when it pulled you out, it basically, there was a big bloody rock or something there or some wreckage, and you couldn't stop. So whenever you jump into quantum, it's always a good idea to make sure that your speed limiter and your power is off or pulled back, your throttle that is. What else? They're going to change when you fly around space as well. So if I'm jumping from one place to another, at the moment, you know, excuse me. You know, the way I was jumping around the planets to various orbital markers and things. Well, they're going to change it to something called quantum boosting. So at the moment, the way that you jump, you're actually running on preset curves and splines, which you don't get in Elite. Elite, you can go from A to B. And that isn't in this yet, and they call it quantum boosting. So you point the ship where you want to go and engage the quantum boost, and then it creates a little tunnel style jump from where you are to where you want to get to, and you can stop it at any time along that path, and that will allow you to go from any one point in the system to any other point in the system without relying on preset Bezier splines, if that makes sense. And if that was all nonsense to you, I can explain it more in an easier way if you want, or if you understood that, then that's fair enough. That's not in yet, but that will be something that comes out. So this next place is Hurston, and the main city is Lowville. You can get a lot closer now. You can park on the outskirts. This is one of the early places. So you can land on some of the buildings, but you haven't got the sort of level of access as you've got at the place we've just been. But it's also the industrial planet. It's quite dirty and smoggy, very, very cloudy, and it's not a nice atmosphere. But we'll go down and have a look at that. He's still there, by the way. Where are you from, Command? Are you UK based? I think my tea maker's gone to sleep as well. What I've got to be careful with this is the amount of quantum fuel I end up with, because there's not as much in this as the other one. Although it's looking alright actually. This is designed to sort of go, you're Brummy. Obviously I'm not a Brummy. There's a twang in there, but I'm not a Brummy before anyone says. Yum yum. Just having a look around. There's an orbital marker.
Yam yamite.
Yam. Just waiting for this to cool down. As you see, it's quite a slow cool down. He's more yum yummy. And then we've got somebody who I call Yam. He's Yam as well. The more Jasper Carrot Command. If you know who that is, you should do. Right, okay, so there should be a place down here called Lowville. And it's going to be one of those places that I probably won't be able to see. Have to go and find it. There's Everest Harbour, which is the space station by here. These planets rotate at the moment, but they don't go around the sun. And if they ever do, that will be brilliant, because that's going to confuse everybody. So I'm looking for the space station. Can't see it at the moment. We'll go over to the light side. The space station is always above the city, and it always goes round with the city as well. So in other words, when you see the city, the space station will be above it. There's various places to land on here. There's Hurston, that's what we want. And this time round I'm going to fly, so it's 1.4 million. I'm going to switch this off, move into flight mode and full throttle, and hopefully we can get there. We should start to see atmospheric re-entry. Doesn't look like we're moving very fast, does it? But we are. So we're moving nearly 1200 meters a second. And when I was talking earlier about the fighting and the way they've slowed stuff down, I mean, it makes sense if you think about it. If I'm moving at this sort of speed and firing something at something, you imagine the sort of computer you would have to have and the networking to actually track that projectile from this ship to another ship and hit it at this sort of speed. I mean, it makes sense to why they slowed it down, not the method they've used. They should have just divided the speed by half for everything and left it the same. That would have been fine. Or if they couldn't even do that and they needed it to be less, then that's fair enough. They should say that and not make up that it's because of something else. As we start getting closer to the planet, you'll see we'll start burning slightly. Just doesn't look like we're moving that much, does it? This is a really nice ship, but it's not what you would buy if you were just starting out at all. And in fact, I wouldn't recommend to anybody buying any more of the big stuff, really, unless you desperately want to. I personally would not like to say whether this will ever come out or not. I don't know.
Command 1210 said, Elite combat is more in a kind of slower airplane mode.
Yeah, it is, and you haven't got quite so much control over the weapons either, have you? Because they sort of lock on. Obviously, you've got the, a beam layer weapon or something like that. And then you've got the two little pippers that just lock onto the ship if you're flying steady easy. I can't remember. I used to play it a long time ago. Here, they've, unfortunately, again, they've trashed something that they had really good. So you've got gimbaled weapons, and the gimbaled weapons you can have on what I call baby mode, and they will basically point at the ship within a certain range and under certain parameters. But if you were skilled enough, you could take the gimbals off and get the next level up weapons, but you run them in fixed weapon mode, so they just point straight, which is how I used to fly with them. And it was great because it gives you, where someone else is using some automated firing system, you could use a bigger weapon. So if you were skilled enough to put that weapon on that ship, then that would work. I'm not really sure. I know they've made a change, but I don't know what. I don't know what they've done now. But I don't use the gimbals anyway. The first thing I do is put them into fixed mode. I don't use gimbals. When I'm flying in my planes, I don't use gimbals or anything. What I do use is convergence range. And you can set your convergence within the game, and if you've got an analog control, you can adjust your convergence, but it's not giving you any feedback. So what I tend to do, if we go into here and game settings, if we look down here, the default is usually about 1500, and mine will vary depending what ship I'm in. There we go. So if I'm fighting, this typically, depending on most ships, is going to be down here. So I fight usually within 500 meters. Whereas there's a ship I've got that is effective at 1500 meters really well. But most times I'll fight at less than 500 meters because I want to be close to the ship and put myself in a position. Are we burning now? Have we passed it? I want to put myself in a position that basically allows me to sit behind them. Whereas if you're at 1500 metres away, well, what's the point of that? You're sort of just balancing out the advantages of the ship that you've got that you're fighting with. If someone's coming after me and I'm in a big slow ship and they're going to fight at 1500 metres away, of course I can track them. Whereas if they're at 400 metres away or less and they're behind me, I can't turn around to get to them, and people don't think. Now, I'm getting closer and closer, and oh, here it is. I was going to say I haven't seen any burn up, and that is fairly unique to each ship as well. The way that it works, it'll encompass the ship. And now we'll be in atmosphere. You can see the atmosphere on there. If I just change this to, watch what happens when I change it back to quantum mode. Oh no, it's still going the same speed. I expected it to slow down. I put my weapons on, it's like someone put the brakes on you, watch. I'm getting red out now. And this is the problem. Right. So Hurston is down here underneath the cloud somewhere. That looks like Sherman. No one see Hurston. Don't know where that is relative. The clouds are not that far above the I may have even missed the city, to be honest. We'll find out. Got to be careful because the clouds are usually quite low. We're only 7,000, 6,000 feet, and if I go in too hard. In fact, why? Is it? No, this is the normal. This is the advanced for this, is it? It must be. Let me just check something. If it's either lost its setting or yes, it has. Look, I thought that was a bit weird. That should remain. That should be set all the time. Gives me a lot more information, which I like. So we're 4,000 metres up. So we'll find out what's there soon, and I've got to be careful. Right, any idea where we are? Because this is not the city, and I think I'm coming out in the middle of the sea or something. That looks... Where the hell are we? Oh, it's rain. Sun's going down. Right, I've actually come down a little bit further over than I expected to come down. Let's go down a little bit lower. 2,000 metres. I've got some lights, I'll put them on, but they won't do a lot. Oh, what's that? The rain? What the hell? Oh, right, okay. So we got down here when it's dark, and obviously it's not where I thought we were. I wasn't far off. But there's no way we should fly through the atmosphere to get to where we want. And I'm not seeing my lights hit anything yet. Let's head back up a little bit and then we should be able to jump. Yeah, I think that is a weird effect. Yeah, that looks like rain, look. But I think the effect is wrong. It's the way the light's catching on the rain. And the windscreen, by the looks of it, the effect of the sun going down over there. And then it's just stretching that out. Let's go up a little bit and then see if I can see the city. I just need a point. Go there. You don't have to go too high to get that to work. Right, so let's look at the map and then we'll jump down to it. It's best to have zoomed in, not zoomed out. Not far away. I've drifted a little bit by the looks of it. If we want to go down to Lawville, which is going to be here. Get some really nice screenshots when these things do these local jumps. You get different patterns, different ships, sometimes different colours and things. But you capture that on a screenshot and it does look quite good, to be fair. So we're coming down into Lawville, which is, as you can hear my computer fans coming on. And you see the frame rate dropping somewhat. Let's get down a little bit. Oh, I can't recognise anywhere at the moment. There'll be a big bright light pointing straight up somewhere, no doubt. I've got my lights. Quite difficult to see, isn't it? When it's dark, it's dark. Yeah, that rain is doing some funny things. And it's really hard to see what's going on there, isn't it? And there's light or lack of there. These are basically buildings. Can anyone see any big bright lights? Like a big beam of light pointing up. Got no windscreen wipers, by the way. Can't see it at the moment. Oh look, we're actually here. See these lights down there? I don't think they're just landing pads. I mean, I think they are landing pads at the same time. Something's changed. This has brought me straight here. It's difficult to see here. Everything's quite yellow and black. Right, if I press this button. Not getting anything at the moment. Not close enough. Can't tell if these are just street lights. This is sung by the Crusaders. Can't tell what that is at all. Looks like roads or bridges, doesn't it? That could be the convention centre. we've got to find out where to land. This is quite dark, with occasional white splodges. Right, okay. I'd say that person over there is also looking. My computer really giving it some now. All the fans. I do recognise those circles. I know we're not far away, but most places now have some sort of white lighty type affair that guides you to where the landing place is. There's the big tower thing over there. So if that's the tower thing, see the edges there floating in the sky.
Your flashing bars to the left, I think.
Which ones? Those orange ones over there. I think they're round, aren't they? You mean down here? Oh yeah, that's it there. I know where we are. See the big tower there? Yeah, there we go. We've got to go in between here. And there's the white light. You can see it down there. That's it. It's not that visible from there at all. There's two types of landing bay here. I'll probably gob this a little bit. So let's see if we get a request. There we go. Join the queue. Where's my hanger? You're going to tell me? There we go. It says teaser spaceport. So now I don't know where my hanger is. You can see the frame rate has dropped down to 20, and now I notice it. I can feel that.
I was doing calling earlier had the same problem.
Yeah, it's quite bad, isn't it, compared to what it used to be? But it's, I forget, in this place, once you find the big tower, it's just in front. I think they've added the lights more onto Area 18 than they have here. Because this is quite an obvious one, really. So the hangars will be down here somewhere. That just looks so weird. Out of context. If it was daytime, it would make sense. We're looking at the surface, by the way. Someone coming out of a hangar, is it? It's the road system. There's the spaceport. Let's see where the hangar is. Just see somebody there making the way out. I think my lights are still on. Yeah. Not that you're going to see a lot from them, to be fair. Sometimes you don't get that much time either to land. Probably tell me if I call him in. It's all black and yellow, by the way. It does look really good when it's a little bit clearer. It's just a bit dark at the moment. Well, dark on my screen anyway. Oh, Charlie, you're on there. Sorry, matey. You probably, when did you do that? 8:15. Oh, yeah. It's hours ago you've since left. Oh, that's when you found it, wasn't it? You have to be careful, because if you're too close and you're blocking a hangar, you'll get impounded. And there's quite a few hangars. Right, hangar request completed. There we go. Just got to be mindful there's other people here as well. You can usually tell where your hangar is. You got that pointer, but it'll start opening up, look. And it always looks like a ship will not fit in, but it will. Now, some ships you're going to catch on the edge. I remember that I'm slightly off to one side. I don't want to be dead down the centre, but like that, because of that reason. So I've actually caught something on, probably the back. Yeah, it feels like the back. So I'm going to start bringing them up. No, definitely stuck on something. Some of them are really tight. There we go, I think we're in. Just levelling it up as I come down. Okay, that starts to shut. It's difficult when it's really dark, unfortunately, and you don't get the general gist of what this is like. It's very similar to the other place. You have a transit system. There are lights in here again for those who have just joined. I just haven't bothered switching them on. You sort of get to know your way around your ship. So hangars are similar. They're not necessarily all exactly the same, but they're very, very similar. You're still here, by the way, Command. You have to let me know if you fell asleep. Have I convinced you into spending 49 quid?
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Where am I now? That's a nice ship. Glaive is another alien ship, which is brilliant. The Gattac Ceiling is really nice as well, but pretty useless to be honest. Furies are very good, they can't jump. What else have we got? A lot of these are vehicles. I'm not sure whether the glaive will make it or not. Let's try. What's the ship on? Oh, I know. Begins with a K. I can't see it. That's because it begins with an A, doesn't it? There it is. Let's see if that. It's a light fighter. Oops, missed it. As I said, some of those ships, you won't be able to buy them, but you wouldn't want to buy them now. I'd just buy them in the shop when they're available. Where's my ship going to be waiting at? I'll be I'll be playing this tomorrow, to be honest. What time is it? 11:06. Is that ship coming up? I'm not sure whether this has got enough quantum fuel. If it actually comes up, because it didn't come up on the list, did it? It says your ship will be at. Yes, it is. That doesn't look good the way that's stuttering there. Probably falling through the floor. Oh, It's upside down. Is it the right way around now? The lights will come on in a minute. What the hell? Oh yeah. I think Commander's gone to sleep or just wandered away. It's upside down. Or is it? No, it's got big guns on it now. This is an alien ship. I'm not sure of its capabilities of flying all the way over. Where the hell? Oh, alright, flight ready's there, isn't it? We'll just see if it's got enough fuel to get back to Seraphim, and then I might call it then, I think. But we've had a whistle-stop tour of some of the places. Oops. Doing it again. There's Pyro, by the way. I have to go through Pyro tomorrow. We'll have a look, see if we can do one of those cargo missions. But you've got to buy the cargo. That's the only thing, and people rob it off you. Whereas with the missions that Predator's been doing, that he's been talking about, it's salvage. That's Crusader L2, really. It's not what I want, it's there. Yeah, it's got enough fuel in. Ah, now I've got to wait to get out. Let's also check.
I've been mining ores in Argos Small.
In where? Mining ores in Argus.
Corundum.
Oh, do they do it? Is that what you was having to supply?
But to refine it will take till tomorrow.
Oh, and then send it over. Oops, didn't want that cruise mode on.
The ship.
So is it requesting Corundum, is it? Come on, hurry up, let me out.
One for 13 mil priority mission wants Corundum.
Ah, right. And you can only mine it, or is it too expensive to buy? Oh, I'm going to die. I need food. I don't think I'm going to get back, but we'll see. I'll end up in Stanton. In Seraphim anyway, if I die. Now, being as it's dark, is it dark here? No, it's when it's dark at Area 18, isn't it?
I hadn't got the funds.
Ah, right, so you've mined it all. Now, did you have a full ship with you? Getting a bit wobbly. Look, there's two sets of doors there now, they've synced up. This is a nice little ship. Once I can get out. You can see all the buildings now, that's better. Now we low down.
Did about 14 runs.
So if we open this one up, it's like a big sort of...
You can do missions to win a in-game shipping power.
I don't join in all that bollocks, to be honest. As I was saying earlier, it does make you wonder why the missions are so much, but then what you really are doing is testing the resilience of the server meshing, because you're going from A to B, you're going down the wormhole, stuff like that. So it's moving people between the wormhole constantly, and therefore you're going to get the volume of people, so you can do all your testing, get all your stats, which is why you're making so much money. And then you end up sort of where, you know, you want to buy a bullet, and although I think it's a bug, someone was saying that it was 140 UEC for a bullet, which is a bit crazy, isn't it, really? Right, what mode are we in? We don't want that mode. Can we jump yet? Should be able to.
I have found people will talk you at the Pyro Gate.
Oh really? What, going out the other side, yeah? Oh yeah, they will, definitely.
Rob your ship parts.
Yeah. And they're not interested in the mission at all, some of them. Where are we going? Am I going to make that? Yep. The thing is, can I get there? And can I land and get to the shop to get a drink in time? Or something to eat before I'm dead? What do you reckon? Because this is not going to be the fastest of jumps, is it? It's a bit like, you know, when they start bringing toilets and things into the game. You're stuck on Tresla? Got no fuel. So this is another alien ship, not that you would have had to guess. Size 4 weapons. They've strengthened those arms up a little bit. But it's still pretty fragile. It's too wide. When you're fighting, you don't want something that wide, because I'll get really close sometimes. But it's such a nice ship, and the way that it works.
Open just a big queue.
Oh right, yeah, there's a queue. Yeah, it won't. You just gotta wait in your queue. Or is it a massive queue?
79 said, "Ooh, now that looks pretty badass."
You're right, Chief. Yeah, it does. It's a really nice ship. I had it when they first come out with it. But it was like sort of you just knock those legs off, and that's got your engines as well. And they've also upped the guns quite a few patches ago to size 4s. But it's quite nice, isn't it? The whole effect they've put in as well. How are you, Jeeve? Looks even better if you're on. If you look at it on YouTube, it does look really good. Just got to get to Sadafim / New Olissa and eat something before I die. Oh, maybe I was just slowly going to bed now. Look, I'm down to 6.
Monkey said hello again.
Hey, hello, Mr. McGay. How did you get on? Did you try it out?
Yes, mighty improvement, thank you.
It worked, yeah. Feels like a whole new ship, doesn't it? Just tiny little movements most of the time, and it just does what you want it to do.
This is the first gameplay I've ever seen of a sea. What's going on?
There was somebody who was asking who was on the fence, and I was explaining some bits, and then I was flying around to some of the different cities and showing him some of the ships as I go. And at the moment, as you can see, I'm a bit desperate for food, so I was just coming back from one of the places in this particular ship, which is an alien ship, and I've got to try and get to land and get something to eat before I starve. Let's see where I am. I'm pretty sure the other half's gone to sleep. She'll come up in a minute, so I'm going to bed. Then I'll have to make my own drink. But I'll be winding up in a minute. Have you not seen it before? If you've got a decent monitor, something more than 1080p, go and have a look at it on YouTube, because it's on 4K 60 FPS. And I'm just looking for this space station. Can't see it. I'll have to go find it on the map. It's not always obvious. It looks really amazing, so much better than 1080p, even though the 1080p does look quite good, to be fair. And it's MELLSC. Right.
Heard plenty, but never seen any, but now that I have a Hooters and am really enjoying using it, I'm looking for other games to branch out to.
You're a bit late to the party of me describing it, but the way I would look at this is expect nothing. It will be the most frustrating thing you have ever tried to play or played. It will be the best thing that you've ever tried to play or played in equal moments. And if you don't worry about the fact it will cost you minimum in on the multiplayer is about, which is what I'm playing, is about 45-50 quid. There's a, if you don't like it, get your money back, but just bear in mind there's going to be times when it's virtually unplayable, times when it's going to frustrate the hell out of you, But if you look in your Steam library or anything like that, you've got a multitude of games that you no longer play, possibly. And not only that, you probably played them for 3 or 4 weeks, paid 50 quid, thoroughly enjoyed it, and then haven't played it since. And you're more than likely going to get a guarantee of spending at least 4 weeks playing this thing. Whether that's 4 weeks all in one hit, or whether it's 4 weeks spread over 6 months, I don't know. I can't answer that. But you'll enjoy it and get frustrated by it and get annoyed with it. But you know, as you start getting used to it, you start to understand some of the things that are going on. Also, it's been developed, so it might not work and it might be complete shit for a few months, like it has been.
Russian said, been playing this for years. Sometimes I don't touch it for ages.
Yeah.
Gay said, I am on 4K monitor, so I have no doubts of it looking good.
Oh
and
man.
£50 quid is less than I've sunk into games I've played for less than 12 hours, so.
Exactly the point.
Said, evening.
Haggling. The other thing is, matey, if you click, oh man, gotta wait now before I can put this away. It's busy today. If you type !SC, I'm not sure whether there's a number there. Have a look. But if you use a number and sign up, and then no, it's not there. That doesn't really matter. There's a code number, and it'll give you an extra £5,000 starting money, but you can get one off someone else. Everyone's got one. I think I've got mine on my phone, but I've got to wait for this.
G79 said, depends on what you prefer in a spacer game.
Yeah.
Sadly, the perfect game
Oh yeah,
doesn't
definitely
exist,
not.
But check out No Man's Sky or Elite Dangerous as well, maybe. Although NMS does not look as good as the promo vids at all on them. I wish NMS looked like this.
Yeah, this is. I hope this patch is a little bit better than some of the patches, because they, sometimes they'll bring a patch out. Where's my phone? Excuse me. I've left it downstairs. Typical. They'll bring a patch out, and it'll completely knacker it, and it'll knacker it for quite a few patches. But what they've started doing, there's PTU as well. So the PTU is like a sort of different branch where you can test even more. This is a test branch, but they call it live. Then you've got the PTU. Then sometimes they've got another one which is something else. Yeah. Yeah.
G79 said, the music and atmosphere also better here right now.
Yeah, it does. It does look pretty good. I could switch some of this stuff off on the right-hand side. Yeah, there's an awful lot. But then that means that, don't necessarily go around by yourself. Don't spend 10 million on filling up a ship with cargo. Fly out by yourself and then moan when somebody comes and robs you. You have to be a bit sensible, work together with a few other people. There is still a lot of stuff you can do. I think I probably ended up, I can't remember how many hours I got in Elite, but it was all in beta. Yeah, mine was all in beta, and I did a little bit once it come out, but negligible. Gotta wait for this bloody thing. What's my food like at the moment? 17%. It's not even that bad in VR. You're sort of sitting in your seat all the time.
GU79 said, Ed finally fixed the engineering grind issue after 10 years and now introduced colonization that is the new grind fist.
Oh, right, yeah. How's the walking around working out, or is that a different module? Number 2. Hi, ticket number 2, please. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, it does seem it. I just don't know why they agreed to the pressure from the players. It was never, ever designed to have ship interiors and walking around and stuff. And it annoys me sometimes because you get these people who are so damn noisy that, and they, you know, they bend to it and then go and do these things. And it changed the whole thing from what I could see. You know, they sort of created something that divided people. The game fundamentals weren't based on interiors. If you think of having Elite that ran actually quite well, and then you're going to put all those extra sort of vertices in the game, for what? I don't know. You know, at least with this, they started out like that. And obviously Elite got to where it got to on the iterations that it did through the different platforms and the years. And in its own right, it was a different game and it was good. I'm at New Olisa, slowly starving to death while I wait for a hangar to get in. Position number 1. Can't even see where my little hangars are. I can see those bigger ones. Can't see the little ones yet. Just flying out. Come on, where's my hangar? With this ship, you've got to pull your stuff in, as you can see. Look, it's all spread out. So you've got to take your undercarriage down. Got to see my hangar in a minute. No, it's not a food. Oh yeah, I need to just eat. Right, where is it then? Thank you. That's a medium hangar. No, it's on there now. It's live. I'm streaming to YouTube and streaming to Twitch. But if you see it on YouTube, you're going to get it in 4K. So you'll see how I see it. Can't work out where that is. Let's have a look. Okay. Upper hangar.
Landing gear down.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, they're getting a lot better, aren't they? Right, let's go and get something to eat quick before I end up dead. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen this thing's a lot fierce. It's whether they're still working just as well tomorrow, do you know what I mean? Because it depends whether you're going to get any progressive degradation. Yeah, it works quite well, doesn't it? It depends where you are. I mean, I have literally capped everything down to about 60 FPS because I'd rather quality than worry too much about really high frame rate. Once I'm out and about, it's quite good.
Hi, thanks for coming in.
Right. Food. You got any food? No.
Hi, welcome.
Let's try that one there, because I'm pretty sure that this has a sort of foodie content as well. And then we can go and get something to eat properly.
Hi, welcome.
Yeah, I thought it had. Place.
Hi, thanks for coming in.
There you go, in the bin. Right, let's go up here and we'll see what we can find to eat. So far, surprisingly, the lifts sorry, I was coughing. The lifts, which everyone else calls elevators, except the UK, have worked alright. See a little bit of a black bit sometimes, but nothing major. Where am I looking? Weapons, things. Stairs? We got stairs? No. Oh, here's the stairs. I missed them. Yeah, as soon as it opens, if you step in, you're going to have a problem. I need to be over there. Where's over there? Oh, man. That's just weapons. Any stairs? Oh, sorry. Oh, dear me. Sorry about that. I missed the mute button then. I nearly got it, but now you just get surround sound coughing. How am I supposed to get upstairs to these bloody food places if it's not that one? Is there anything around here? Right, food.
Hey, well.
Everything going
Not
all
sure
right?
what we got up here.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? Do you know, I picked some up earlier and I thought they got rid of that problem. Oh, you got chopsticks in your pockets.
Hey.
Needle balls.
Everything going
That's
all right?
not really good food, is it? So what else is there? Juice bar. What you got there?
How you doing?
Yes.
Hi there.
Yeah, so much for that. Anything else? Yep, something downstairs. Gotta find a way downstairs.
Well, hey there.
Hi there.
There's the stairs. But you've also got to remember as well, and people forget this, since I came into this around about 7:15, 7:30ish, or burritos, that'll do. You haven't seen a single screen where I've got to wait and load or something like that. Right, we'll have one of them.
Hi there.
And eat that. Move away. Yeah, all my food stuff's got away, isn't it? There we go. That's... Oh no, still 90%.
How you doing?
What's he got?
Hey, well,
He hasn't even got hot dogs. What am I supposed to eat? Ice cream and chocolate? That's not good for a spaceman, is it?
how you doing?
Well, we should be good, I think. Right, that's it, I think. I will be playing tomorrow. Where are you from, Mr. McGay? Yeah, they have got food scattered around. They've got hot dogs and things. I couldn't find any. I don't eat here usually. I find a decent place. I didn't realise I was actually running out of food. Oh, you are from England? Not Scotland by any chance, are you? Well, I'll be on tomorrow. Not sure what time. It just depends. I'm on a bit later than I thought I was going to be on. I'm just looking for a console. Can't find it.
Hi there.
I did wonder whether he was from Scotland. Oh look, now I'll find the hot dogs. Oh no, I don't like tomato sauce. No, it's not real.
Hey, well,
That's more my line. Nothing on it, but a double one. Maybe 2 or 3. In fact, down the German market. Oh no. Yeah, during the German market in Brum, they did half-metre sausages, half-metre hot dog things. And I had one. And I quite liked it actually, so I had another one. And then we went out for a drink, and on the way back I had another one. Which is quite bad, but they were quite nice. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, those that are still around. I'll be on tomorrow and see if I can get this camera working properly. I had a few issues with it tonight, I don't know why. Oh, it is. It's really, really good, isn't it? And if you get to Birmingham Market, the Christmas market, although it's not that good now like it used to be, there's always the German market, but they charge £7. 7 damn quid. It used to be £5 when they first started. Anyway, with that being said, I will be jumping off. So for those people who are watching on YouTube, thank you very much and good night.